Yo, how does this mic sound? I've never tried this mic, but how does it sound? Is it too loud? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's this mic? Let me know if the quality is too shit. I'll just switch. It's very clear. Okay, I'll just keep rocking it then. It's my headset mic, so I don't normally use it. I always thought it would be worse quality, so I just figured. All right, let's get the Discord link, and then we'll share the stream link. Pin message. There we go. All right. Market's open. I have the options chain open on my other screen, so I'll try to call that out. But basically, guys, if you haven't read the notes already from my channel, we're looking for direction from here initially. So that's, but I would like to point out we have rejected 680 again, which is bearish. So now we've rejected it a second time, pulled back again. This could be seen as a lower high from that. So we're kind of looking to see, is this a lower high from 674? Is this trying to hold? Because if this holds, we're looking to see if it's going to go bump its head against this or actually try to get past 674 to get to the 678s again, or to 680, sorry. But your most three important levels on this chart right now are probably 680, 674, and then this area here, which is funny because this is actually what we just discussed like 50 different times. It just is funny because we keep coming to it every different week. Every different week we're just coming back to 671 or 680 or 674, and here we are again talking about them. We are getting a big lower open on some bigger weights, though. Your XLK chart is probably your most important sector. Some of your bigger weights like NVIDIA, Apple, and Microsoft are all within this, and they are all pulling back more. So this could lead to more weakness in the SPY chart. Sorry, I was trying to say two things at once that turned into XLC here, though, is the only thing that went up. Staples didn't even get a flight to safety move, so this could be a lot more bearish than we anticipated for the open. Because you don't see money switching from one sector to another. You just see a lot of it just pulling back. Now, XLC is up, I believe, off of news. And then we have Netflix. I don't know if you guys saw. I saw Kevo mentioned it, but Netflix has had a stock split 10 to 1. So it is 110 a share. It's not a $1,000 stock anymore. So if you guys ever come to Netflix, make sure you come peep that. That's going to take me a while to get used to again. But I wanted to show everybody that because that did happen. We are no longer a $1,000 stock on Netflix. We are 111. So not gonna lie to you. This looks pretty good for dip buys, and I'm not gonna be surprised if people start buying this because this looks like a lot of liquidity trapped under this support. If we get anything above that, there's a big chance that like a lot of excessive buying happens. So you'll probably get like a big day and then like a really big wick down on that day or the next day. So I could see a liquidity grab happening here, but just keep Netflix on watch just because that is something that a lot of people are going to probably look at. And yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys. If you guys are in my chat, we've already dropped updates for SPY, Triple Q, SPX, and all that good stuff. So make sure to go peep that if you haven't already. But that's the game plan short term if you haven't already heard or seen from the chat. Good morning to you. Hope you guys had a good weekend. And thank you guys again for all the birthday wishes. That was kind of cool. It was my birthday Saturday, and like literally a million of you said happy birthday to me this morning. So thank you. I forgot to share the stream link around again, but that's okay. And yeah, let me know how this mic sounds. I'm just going to use it for today. I just wanted to see what it was like, to see if it was good or not, so I can go back and read it or hear it. Garden already gave me a good answer, but I just wanted to see how other people's heard it. Let me send the chat stream link. really good at what I do, as you can see. I send stream links pretty much late as hell every stream. It's best, honestly, to catch my streams by just leaving notifications on the YouTube channel. I'm going to be honest. Good morning, VC. Good to see you. Belated happy birthday, Hefe. Thank you, dog. Never heard your voice before. Now I hear you. LOL. Was I really that quiet and you guys were just being that nice to me? I mean, because when I go back and I listen to the streams, I can hear them. Happy birthday. Thank you, dog. Thank you, Fipo. Hopefully Austria is having good weather. Hopefully you're having good weather over there today. I would like to say, guys, the sector I said that looked like shit has already pulled up a pretty good amount. They were down a little over 3. They're already back half of that. So tech charts have bounced back pretty significantly, you could say. And first thing you need to be looking at, honestly, besides checking your XLK or your triple Q, is you need to be switching over to your NVIDIA or your Apple or your Microsoft. See if it's one of the big 3. And I instantly off of that, I can already see NVIDIA and Microsoft alone have already helped tech go up again. So in the future, 30 minutes from now, I'll probably go check those again and see, all right, did those keep going? Or I can actively watch them for the next 30 minutes, and if these keep going how they're going, I don't see why tech wouldn't keep bouncing, meaning other sectors are turning green, meaning SPY and triple Q are going up. So it's like short-term decision making kind of happening before 30 minutes from now. But you could actively watch that if you guys would like. If you'd like to just watch XOK or triple Q or even any of those individual weights. And you could go even further down the list too, but I think checking the first 3 is fine. For just a quick look kind of thing. But yeah, it's raining today. Nah, bro, I'm just talking shit. I mean, I would believe y'all, honestly. I've had a few of you tell me that it's quiet when it's been like years of me streaming. But that's just my fault. But when I go back and listen to the streams, though, they don't seem to be that bad. So I don't know. Some people just haven't turned down, or maybe some days I'm just too far back from the mic. That could also be happening. Maybe I'm just not even paying attention. I'm like stepping further and further back from the mic every time. Mic sounds crisp. Damn, okay. Shit. Maybe I'll have to use this mic more. I was just going to use it for today, but maybe we'll use it more. Happy birthday, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, Shadow. Let's see if we can get a trade today. Last week, we had a call. Honestly, the last 3 weeks, my whole trend has been a scalp call out on Monday, a swing call out on Tuesday, and the last like 3 have done good. And then the last one we did went really, really good. But yeah, that's pretty much what's happened the last like 3 or 4 weeks now. And then I don't feel like, like I need to be here trading super heavy. I'll be honest. You have cheap earbuds? Honestly, I think it's what I said. I think sometimes I'm probably just like talking into the mic and I sound fine, and then I probably like sit back or I am like looking away from it, because with this one I have it on my head and I can literally like move my head wherever the hell I want. If you don't need to be big trading, then at least be big playing me. I mean, I was busy though too. I was just meaning like that definitely added on to it. And yeah, me and Rigney played some CS2 yesterday. Played a couple casuals and then got off because we wanted to chill. Pretty boring opening, guys. Not gonna lie to you. Not that big, significant open. We're getting so used to these past couple weeks, which I guess we shouldn't be looking for large gaps every day. Even though we've been doing pretty well with them. But also, kind of why I'm saying boring is just because it just went down and just went to the area that I said that we kind of have to make our decision making from. So the fact that it's holding this at the open really isn't that surprising, because even if it is bearish over the shorter term, it still probably would do a bounce even initially. So we'll see how this goes. But honestly, not bad hold of 670. We'll see if we can get to 674 or if this is where it stops, because this is pretty important. This is why I didn't want to go long just off the rip, because yes, this is bullish, but this has been a problem level every time we leave 680, not just this past time, but if you guys remember from a couple weeks ago, which I guess I just got to open this up. Over here, the same exact scenario played out. It's easy to forget because we went down to 660 already before. But as you guys can see, like 680 used to be support, as you can see here, here, and here, when we pulled back from the all-time high. Like, this is just like, okay, all-time high. I get that, but then they gave us like the easiest level to understand, like, okay, if it breaks this, we'll probably go down kind of level. Not only did they gap down under it, they rejected it that same day as their high of day. And then the next day, same exact thing, kind of just got a flat open, but rejection end of day, pulled back. And then third day in a row, pulled back, lower high under the new low of day. So this kind of here just kind of indicated us, okay, 660s are like super possible now. Whereas before, if you would have told me 660s happening, I'd have been like, nah, you're on crack, bro. You need to be buying the dip. So that was a good little short-term indicator that, hey, y'all need to relax. So that's the first time. And then, of course, you can see the second time we got up here, kind of rallied through it, traded above it there. Just kind of stuck in between that range. You can see this is where the last pullback happened. This is from last Thursday. Here's Friday. And then here's today. So it kind of makes sense that we have a just boring open, nothing crazy, besides if we just went down. But from our deciding area here, it makes sense that we would go to 674. And it makes sense if we can get past this and even the previous day highs. There's no reason why we shouldn't go to 680. And even if we are just going to reject it, it at least gives us another short-term opportunity for upside to possibly go towards 680s, which I don't know if I'd TP at 680, but just before it would be nice. By the way, bull is at 850. That is crazy. If you have like cut your investment on that and you're just like chilling, waiting, I don't even blame you. I'm gonna keep holding it though, but we'll see how that goes. Google's up 5%. Holy. Coin down 3%. I see a lot of people calling for cryptocurrencies like downfall right now. Why is that? Does anybody know that? I mean, I don't know why, because every time I look at these charts, I'm like, man, this looks good, like for a dip buy soon. It's pulled back so much, What's with the death of cryptocurrency happening? Everyone's calling for more blood just because it fell a little bit. I think people need to realize that dropping this much is a little bit now. Like, this is normal. You're allowed to pull back. You're allowed to, I promise. Also, I noticed on the last reversal, because we were talking about this for dip buys, and this is literally what stopped us from dip buying it. But they had an inside bar breakup here, inside bar breakup here, over here, inside bar breakup. But the candle that broke out was like the most bearish thing you've ever seen, and then followed by another bearish green candle. It's like, okay, I don't know if I need to be in that. And then you got the lower open, new low, and it was like, okay, that's pulling back. I don't know about new lows, but it's definitely coming back to these lows here. And then you could see how it reacted to that once it broke. Another inside bar, but for bears, breakdown, breakdown, breakdown. And today's finally getting a little bit of buying. But I wanted to point that out. Cryptocurrency is down. So if there's anybody looking for potential dip buy plays that you need to see kind of process a little bit more, crypto plays are definitely sitting there right now. There's a lot of them sitting at fresh lows. And in terms of SPY on the daily, just in case any of my nerds wanted to hear that, because I did say in my channel I would go over this in the stream. Last week we had seen this pull back on the Friday, and then that next week we had a higher open. Or so I guess that's not last week, it's 2 weeks ago. This is last week. You know what I meant? So we kind of knew that we're going to get some like let's gap up and bump our head type price action. We're kind of feeling the same thing for the same reasons today, because this was our reaction Friday. We almost have the exact same thing happening the week before. It's just we didn't have as much downside in 1 week, right? This had upside and downside in 1 week. Now we're getting a little bit of upside from the lower open. So looking for it to get above 674 to start doing more damage. But I understand why this could just go up today. And if we just kind of sit here, it also makes sense because we did literally so much last week, right? Last week, I was saying the first couple days should try to do nothing, and then the end of the week should get some movement. We finally got some movement, and now we're going to probably look at the same exact thing. It's just, it feels weird because the last time I said it, we were up here. So now that I'm saying, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like an inside bar today. It's generally because it's the exact same thing as what happened up here. Are the candlesticks the same? Or is the price action the same? No. But the price action from how we did, like how we got to here and how we got to here, are the exact same. So I'm just going to stick with that because it looks like we are just going to get a potential inside bar. And honestly, if we do get a close over 674 today, kind of in similar fashion to how this candle moved up here, we probably will get a higher open off the rip. Will we get a pullback and it can't hold? I don't know. Will it gap up higher even after that? Who knows? So looking to see what damage can be done around 674, to be honest with you. Also, this really does go back even further than that. If you guys remember the Trump day, I just labeled this news day in parentheses in all my notes. But this was that like big Trump news day, and all that stuff came falling pretty hard. Since then, we went up, made new all-time highs. But since then, we've also come back down. We've broken it once, twice, and here we are bumping our head against it a second time. So, or even a third time, I guess you could say. So that's your larger time frame details. As you guys can see, though, we are holding the short-term decisive area to go up, but no movement above 674 yet. I have 680 highlighted up there in case we do go up. We all just want a better price to buy. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm honestly, and I think I was right about that because somebody super, super smart that I talked to kind of explained it the same way that I did. And it lines up. I think it was just the level of exposure on Bull Weeble. Like, imagine you find this like gem on like the side of a mountain, right? It's just you, but it's not really like a stable part of the mountain. Like, if more than like a few people get on there, it'll probably start to deteriorate, fall, and you'll probably all die. That's kind of what happened to Bull. We found something. Not a lot of people were on it. Next thing you know, literally everybody's on it, and it just can't go up off of stuff like that. It is just it's just how things work. That's even just simple math at that point. If everybody's bullish on something, it can't go up. It has to come down. That's why I also hate when people are like, "Oh my god, bro, banks are fucking wrecking people on Bull." It's like, I think people are wrecking people on Bull because all of us found it all at the same time. It's like, I shit you not, when I was looking at it, and when that other guy I talked to was looking at it, I didn't see a human being talking about it. And I was like, man, this is awesome. Like, why is nobody like it was like out of the norm for me to tell people in chat, guys, this looks good, on Bull. By the way, we are holding previous day close with a nice hammer on the 5 minute. And we did get a new high on that 5 minute. I'm gonna switch to the 1 minute because I just want to see what happens. But we'll switch back here in a little. Also, it's just kind of nice to see the actual price action of what held and what broke and stuff. We do still have previous day high in the way. And thank you guys again for all those messages on the trade floor. That was pretty crazy. I gotta show you all that. This is like the first thing my Discord opened up to was this. I was like, what the hell? Whole screen was just bright. But thank you guys. All right, so see if we get some struggle around 674 to possibly give us that more rangy consolidation type open for the day, or do we get any push above 674? That's essentially what you're looking at from here. The bounce of the key area has already happened, So you've already kind of missed out on that if you're just now tuning in. But next key direction definitely comes from 674. Just to keep things vague. It's definitely nice to watch price action on the 1 minute, but you guys definitely need to be switching back and forth between any kind of larger time frame, like larger than the 5 minute. I don't mean larger time frame. I literally do mean larger than the 1 minute. Like your 5 or your 10 or your 15. I know some people like the 30 even. So check those. You definitely need to be switching back and forth just to kind of understand, okay, what is going on? You know, if you might see a bullish hammer on your 5 minute, on your 1 minute, you might not be seeing it like that, you know, so it might change your decisions on how you do things. I wouldn't do it too much. You're not sitting there freaking yourself out or giving yourself arthritis, you know, clicking back and forth. But it's definitely nice just to kind of zoom out. It's pretty much what you're doing when you do that, by the way. I hate when people get confused on that because I feel like sometimes they're messing with themselves more than the chart is. But you're really just zooming out when you're going out time frames like that. You know, from a smaller to a larger, and you're kind of zooming in when you're going from a larger to a smaller. And I know it probably seems like that when you're doing it, and you probably understand that the way I'm saying it, but a lot of people, it really affects them, and they kind of just go, "Oh, I can't use the 30 minute. That fucks with me." It's like, if you can't digest what you're looking at, like you just need more experience. That has nothing to do with your preference. You should be like, if someone says, "Hey, Bueller, can you check the 10 minute? It's just my favorite time frame." I should just be able to go to check that, you know? You shouldn't let your preference like isolate how you look at things. But I do understand having a preference, though. It is kind of nice being like, no, I love the 1 and 5 minute together. I love trading those together, you know? I understand that, but shouldn't let it affect you super, super hard. And yeah, remember what I said, guys. Triple Q will probably dictate direction for the day, and XLK alongside it with its weights. XLK has done nothing but bounce. We'll see if it can do more damage past this area. As you can see, just like SPY, it has bounced and is approaching a key area to see if it can do more damage or if this is where it's going to start to slow down. So also very key moment to start watching your NVIDIA, your Apple, or even your Microsoft chart to understand what are your larger XLK weights doing. These are your tech weights. So just because they weigh so much, it is pretty helpful to just kind of have them in your back pocket so you understand what direction Triple Q is going in. Therefore, you have a pretty good understanding of what SPY can possibly do. If we ever had a bigger lower open, this is probably not a great example, but I mean, it did lower open. But if we would have had a lot larger of a lower open and you saw tech bounce like that, you know, that'd be a pretty clear sign of like, all right, let me buy this because I'm a bull, or if you're a bear, you know, let me sit on the sideline for a second because this is about to go up some. So that's kind of the seat we're in right now. We're looking to see now what it can do from 674 on SPY. We also just recently talked about Triple Q and XLK, what levels you can look at there. Let me know if you guys need anything, if you guys are looking at anything in specific. We also talked about crypto for a second, just because I thought it was interesting where that market's placed right now. Potential dip buy market for all we know. Looked at Coinbase too. I know not everybody here literally trades crypto, but there are some really good crypto stocks that could be taken advantage of. We are still getting that bounce that we thought we would get as long as we held 669.50 this morning. No amazing price action, kind of just like a single bounce. But what I did like in between, and we mentioned it when it happened, was this candle here. I really liked above the previous day close how this candle went down and kind of just went down to it. So not only was it like a reset for this candle going up above it, but it was kind of just a reset that actually held a key area. So I thought that was interesting, why this could give us a little bit more towards 674. But from 674, we'll have to see what else we could do. But I thought that was cool to see. That's fine. You're buying more. 848. I love it. No, that's good. That's good. Wee bull turned to wee bear. Wee bear. That's funny. Somebody needs to make that now. Somebody needs to potentially go get sued by Weeble. Go make Wee Bear. Make an app that's just about shorting things and hedging. Which I guess that's not bearish. 30 just produced God candles I'm not involved in, so I don't watch it. Fair enough. Good call out on the triple Q update, by the way, Bob Johnson. Thank you for that. I really appreciate when we go over stuff and like the morning prep of the stream, or there's some notes from the Discord channel I post in, and then I love when I see you guys mention something that kind of helps us with that stuff. Like with your triple Q update, you might think it's super simple. You're just updating some super basic shit, but in actuality, you're actually helping us update the thing that might drive the direction of the market today. You see, tech is already flattening back out. We went up to the open. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong chart. I was like, why does it look different now? We went up to the close, previous day close. Like I said, that highlighted area. We're kind of messing with that now, so we're bumping our heads against, like on SPY. You know how I'm saying 674 is going to probably be the next level that decides direction, outside of your obvious previous day high. That's the same thing with your XLK with that area there between 288.20 and 289.50. So keep that in mind. Does it just go up, bump its head right there, create another lower high, come back down? Does it just project here? Do we just start launching more? So that'll definitely help us with direction short term. Also, you can even break that down even further. If you're like, well, how do I know XOK is going to reject or not? Well, go check NVIDIA, go check Apple, go check Microsoft, go check the weights that make up this sector, and you'll see 2 out of the 3, actually, I just switched through them. 2 out of the 3 are rejecting right now. So we'll see if that continues. Apple is still bouncing. So like I said, 2 out of the 3. So that shows us some indication there is some struggle in the tech charts, but we'll see if Apple prevails or if these start to pull Apple back down more. So keep that on your plate. NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft. I'm going to go back to SPY for a second. And the reason why you're wanting to break down, like, okay, well, why do I care that NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple can pull back or not? Why do I care that can hurt XOK? Because this is the largest weight of SPY. So if you could somehow get a good feel for where that's possibly going, you probably have a pretty good feel for where the rest of SPY is possibly going. Especially if your other sectors follow suit. As you can see right now, they're not. We have actually other sectors kicking tech's ass. You have the Meta, Netflix, Google sector. My headset turned off because I'm not in an active call. That's crazy. But what I was going to say is this is most likely up because of Google. For anybody that didn't hear me say that, because my headset just straight up turned itself off. I just remembered why I don't use this headset. Discretionary is up. We can see is Amazon up? No, Amazon is not up. Is Tesla up? Tesla is up. Okay, check's over. Healthcare. How's healthcare doing? I'm not surprised to see them just slightly up. They're probably just, doing their thing. Staples are flat. They're probably like, what the hell's going on in this market today? Banks are slightly down, which that is somewhat important now. I know I used to say, like, I don't really care what banks are doing. But I can't really say that anymore because they are the second largest sector. They're at 11.4%. But this is why I put so much emphasis in tech, guys. When I first started trading, this had like 28% of the market. It was only slightly over a quarter of the market. We are over 35% of the market. And I believe almost 2 months ago, I said this was 33% of the market. So as you guys can see, tech is a very, very large part of SPY. Like you could almost just straight up watch tech to understand where is this going short term. On larger, smaller, any time frame, that is out of the question. It's pretty crazy. Good morning, Kevin Touch. Good to see you. Good morning, Gary. Good to see you. Good morning, Sandollar. Good to see you. Oklo, what are you looking at on Oklo? Let me know. 674 is getting a little bit of a rejection so far, though. And we do see tech also getting a rejection, guys. So keep that in mind. I'll definitely be looking at the same day 671s for downside potentially if we do see these rejections. Scalps, of course. I would also love to start looking at the larger time frames in the later part of today's stream. I would love to find some sort of list that we can start to recreate. We had a really big list before. I'd like to kind of start it over again and just kind of go through some stuff and slowly work on some potential setups that we might like. Last time we did that, we ended up getting XOM, so I would love to just kind of reset or refresh and find another one. Seek and destroy, you know what I mean? Of course you do. Good morning, by the way, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. If you guys had anything cool this weekend happen to you, let me know. I'd love to hear it. Be sure to drop a like on today's stream. I forgot to sell myself out. Drop a like on today's stream if you haven't already. I'll check it here in a second, Devontae. I'm in the middle of scalping. But thank you for letting me know, because I'm actually super happy to go look at that stuff now. And I can pull up y'all's other stuff on the stream, but I figured since I already answered you both, you guys probably didn't care. I know I typed a lot more to Carter. I wasn't meaning to do it like that, but man, his had like so much more to talk about because he's I've seen him do this kind of thing before on that first trade, or I guess that was the only trade. But his second entry was kind of nice. So he like made a mistake that wasn't really that bad, and then he made like the most craziest success trade ever, and it was just so nice to look at and cover and read. Yours was as well. Yours is just super simple, super straight to the story. I mean, it was pretty clear cut. Nice scalp. But yes, I will check that out here in a second. I'm excited to see what you did. I always like to guess sometimes too, so let me see what I can guess. I'm going to assume that you went long, because that's probably the only profitable trade here on the chart right now so far for the day. But let's see where you went long from. I actually have no idea. I'm going to assume you just randomly bought when this was going up here. Or not randomly, I mean, there was a nice hold. But you would have had to have been on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute, I don't know what you would have seen to have catch this, because you would have had to have zoomed down more to see that why it was going up, like what was making it go up. Okay, yeah, a wick on the 5 minute, but even with that, you kind of need to zoom down more. I even found myself doing that. So I'd say you have to go down to at least the 1, but I don't know what you caught. So I guess I'll just have to wait till I go read your review. Holding 119 November 21st weeklies just above break even. Wait. Holding 119 November 21st weeklies just above break even. You're talking about Oklo? Okay. That's what I thought. Were you scalping on the downside F-word legend? Huh? Are you talking to Sandollar or me? I just talked about 671 contracts, yes. That would be down. 671 is under the number 673. Sandollar's looking at calls, which I guess I could go take a quick peek at that real quick. Just because it's Sandollar, you know? It's a little bit different. What the fuck was I drawing? Okay, let's redraw that, but let's not include all that junk. Ah, there we go. Isn't that nice? Damn, it really pulled back from the last time we talked about it. I mean, not in like one general sense of like, okay, leg down, leg down, leg down. But I mean, it's definitely pulled back a good amount. This would be a crazy liquidity grab type chart. If they were to use like this low over here, the low to the top of the last red candle. So I'm just going to move it over here, but that's what I'm drawing. Low to the top of the last red candle from that low. It'd be crazy if they were to go, not just bump their head, but close above this, because then all of this would be like trap liquidity, and that probably would bring it up towards whatever the high to the open of the last green candle is. So that's about right here. So they probably could go. That's crazy. So yeah, I mean, this could be a good setup. Knowing Sand Dollar, this will probably work out. Because I'm always looking at this like second guessing it, even just slightly. And then in like 2 weeks from now, Sand Dollar will be like, yo, dude, I'm up 6,000%, dude. Did you get on that? We're at 140 now. Like, so I'm honestly not going to be surprised at all if that happens. I think if anything, I'll be like, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, nice. We're pulling back. See, it was good that I checked Doc low. We got to pull back. Let's go. I'm going to trim 2 of those real quick because that moved a lot quicker than I anticipated. Nice. I'm only trimming because there is like a clear higher low here. I know you guys are probably like, well, previous day close. But it's not even because of that. It really is just because today's price action made this low right here. And like I just covered from that other price action, you go from low to top of last red candle. So it's about right there. So it kind of needs to break that area or hold that area short term from here. But I like this. We got the pullback call out a little early. The only reason I liked it was because we already went up to here. I don't like when people say I'm going short, I'm going bearish, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and we haven't even gotten up to anything yet. I wanted to at least get closer to 674 if we were going to bounce before calling out a short. And then I liked that when price pulled back here on the 1 minute. I like that we kind of make this lead test. So I know that I'm wrong pretty much in the short term, right? That could be a nice win or a small loss, right? In this instance, it's a nice win, but yeah. So good job if anybody's listening in on some of my game plans. I'm trying to be as thorough as possible. I did like the bounce. I did like the bullish potential, but getting up to 674, creating that lower high in the 1 minute, gave us a potential scalping opportunity to take that down to that higher low. And we might still bounce from here, but we already did some of our damage, so I'm not complaining. Plus, I'm surprised this went down more after that candle too, because normally you get like at least a touch and then a wick up to at least fuck up the ask bid, or the bid just in general, the spread. But it didn't do that. It went down more, so it created an easy opportunity to exit without being worried about what your fill is. But good job if anybody's paying attention in here. And now I can check Devontae's trade. We can go look at that now. Good job, by the way, Kevo, leading people in the trade floor. I appreciate that while I was sitting here trying my best to talk about it here in the stream. Good stuff, too, waiting a little bit. When you brought it up, that's probably the earliest I would have brought it up. I think you said it first at about 8:51. Or you brought it up earlier than that, but you were just still kind of like waiting for it. And then you said it about here, I think. Which, like I said, the closer we get to 674, the better. So like I said, this is probably the earliest I would have mentioned it is when you did. But good work, though. Good. I like that how you worded that. You said might get some here. You're not like, oh, jumping in, guys. Everybody get in with me. We're going to hell from here. Like, I'm glad that you kind of worded that correctly so people aren't like freaking out. So thank you for doing that. And then you were like, okay, now I like it. When I started to shape up more. So good shit. And honestly, it still looks good. Good shit, dude. My counterpart, Josh, just made 30%. Let's fucking go, dude. Shout out to all the Joshes on the planet today. Literally, thanks to your stream. Nah, dude, all props to you. Good shit. Round of applause for Josh. Have it up at work? What a fucking legend. I appreciate you, dog. Thank you, man. Leave a like on the stream, guys. Nothing but super fucking cool people in here. I'm not even the coolest person in my own chat. That's how many people are in here now that are just killing it. By the way, Google is still hovering around 5%, guys. Let's go, SPY! Let's fucking go! I wanted to check Devontae's trade, but let's fucking go! I have 2 runners, Kevo. I'm going to trim 1 here, and then I have 1 left. Getting any kind of excessive movement like that in a short amount of time is really, really good. All right, I have my last one, and then I'm done. All right, now I really am going to check Devontae's trade, so I can chill the fuck out for a second. Where the hell is BB Workshop? There it is. Okay, let's pull this up so I don't have to freak out. Kevo, spam the chat if I'm missing out on a huge dip. Finding myself on the 1... Oh, I did call that. The first 30-ish minutes of the day, which fair enough. I guess that makes sense because it's kind of hard to trade anything in the first 30 minutes if you're on the 5-minute or higher. But you shouldn't be trying to trade the first 30 minutes a lot. You know what I mean? But I do like that you at least tried it today. I wanted to play the break of open to gap control point, which is if you take the close of previous day to today's open, you get this level, but hesitated on entry. I liked the 1 red candle we got at previous day low and entered after that closed. Sold into the gap 50% for small profit. Good first trade of the week. Previous day low. Oh, this is Apple. I was like, bro, we didn't even get near previous day low. What drugs are you smoking? Okay, that makes more sense. This makes 6 billion% more sense now. I was like, brother, what is this chart? How does this SPY chart look so much different than mine? Okay, man. Whew, you scared me, man. All right, so let me visualize this. Which one did you enter then? You said... I like the 1 red candle we got at previous day low and entered after that closed. Are you implying that is this one? Or are you implying this one? Which that would piss me off if you entered a call on that. This one would make 6,000%, more sense. Is that what you went for, Devontae? Let me know real quick. Kevo, it better not dip more while I'm not looking. Funny, pretty sure we had the same trade, 30% on SPY puts, just got out. Dude, great fucking job, cheap tested. Still in Tesla puts at a loss, but holding. Good luck on your trade, bro. And honestly, you're not looking too terrible. XLY was one of the sectors that was up, but they just did pull back. But keep watch on that. And if they don't break today's open or this wick here, that could fuck you. So keep that in mind. This is the discretionary chart. This is for Tesla and Amazon, which is okay to watch right now because Amazon and Tesla didn't make any crazy moves to throw that off today. 944. Thank you, Devontae. Sorry. Fuck, where am I at? Oh, Apple. I'm like losing my mind now. Also, very cool. Thank you for the context too on what you said here in the beginning. I like stuff like this because I know it just seems like super small, dumb shit. But to be honest, it's kind of cool to think about stuff like this because it's like, huh. But I'm glad we also talked about, we don't need to be doing that every day to catch a trade. But I like that you are looking to just at least get that rep. Plus, I like that you're moving away. You didn't just look at SPY. You're looking at Apple in this example. So that's super fucking cool. 944 though, or I guess that'd be 844 my time. Okay, this candle. Okay, the higher up one. Okay, thank God, bro. Honestly, I was going to 50-50 question you here, and if you said you entered this candle, I was going to honestly get onto you. But this, oh my God, that makes a lot more sense. Let's see what you did for your exit, though. After that close, sold into the 50% of the... Okay, I guess we can't ignore that. Let me draw that, too, just to visualize where the hell is that at. Okay, let me just draw the levels he has drawn, because this is clearly not getting it done. Let me do this on a different chart before I mess things up. So he had pretty much 2 levels marked that he was actually focused on. It was the previous day close to open 50% as a target. Let me mark today's open just so we have it on there. And then the previous day low, which I think we just saw right there. 1 minute. Thank you, Devontae. Keeping an eye on it. We'll see you. Good looks. Cheap-tastic good looks. And good job on your SPY trade. All right. So you said this candle. Can I ask you one thing? And honestly, I'm not here to like criticize or judge. I genuinely am just curious about this. I might not even have an answer for you after I ask you this. I just genuinely want to know. What made you enter, even though this was still under previous day low? I mean, I see it's above our today's open. It kind of feels like a bullish candle with a reset candle following it, so it even feels bullish just looking at it. But what made you want to jump in on this, even though it was still under that PDL? Just to understand your thinking a little bit more. I see here you said right here, being that SPY already filled its gap, though smaller, I had more confidence in Apple going up. I'll be honest with you, if SPY's gap is as small as it was today, and I think I even said it in stream, I wouldn't even focus on the fact that it's got that gap, honestly. Like Apple here, this is actually somewhat significant, but on SPY, it's not even close to that. Because there was so much difference in its weight today. Google's up 5%. Amazon's down 2%. It's crazy. So I don't even know if I would have let that mess with me. Let's see what you said here. SPY filled its gap, so I figured Apple. Okay, yes, that's what it was. Okay, so you were just going off of the fact, like, okay, this should at least go up, just because SPY is still doing its thing. Nothing is okay. So you at least you had a good baseline of why this should go up, and then you had an individual baseline on the chart itself why you think it should go up. Okay. Also, good job getting above the today's open. Like I said, if you said that candle, I would have been like, eh. I'd have been like, eh. Entering under today's open, that's a little crazy. Unless it's like a retake entry or something, which I guess it's not that crazy. There's a higher low here, but still. You know what I mean. Good job, though. Good job, honestly. Great job. I think my favorite part about your trade review, though, is definitely this, because you gave me like some early context. And then I really fuck with you doing stuff like this. Because like it wasn't like the craziest info, but it's nice having that like outside of just the Apple chart. What candlestick price action thing can you say to me that helped you get into this trade? It's kind of nice having something outside of that, like what you said here, because it feels like you have like a more logical reason to be bullish on the chart instead of just like, oh, green candle appeared, like whoop de doo. I think I'm gonna get out of this runner. Great job, Kevo, as well. He did a really good job calling that out in the. This headset keeps turning off. I will probably go back to my other mic here in a second, but I'm not gonna lie, I really like this headset. Yo, just popping in to drop a like. Hope y'all killing it. Thank you, man. We just caught a scalp. We are chilling now. I'm going through a bunch of reviews now. I'm going through Devontae's review at the moment. Looking to see what's going on. I'll probably hold this last runner as long as we're under the top of this highlighted area. Any break of this, and I'll probably get the F out of that. For anybody who might be like copycatting my exact trade, which I do not recommend. You will probably make money, but I'm not here to do your work for you. And that's why whenever people in my chat are like, yo, Bueller, thanks for that call out, I still give them the credit because it's like, you're the one who had to click it, dude. Like, I don't think people understand how hard it truly is to like do it, click it, hold it, sell it when you need to. Oh my God, I'm so glad we didn't cut that runner. I was moments from doing it. And then I was like, wait a minute, what should I actually use to keep myself in this? We literally highlighted a whole area for myself. We'll see here in a second if we regret that or not. I think I'm going to bump it down to this level here, though. Any retake of this level, and I'm going to get out before the top of that. I think that'll make it too obvious, so I'm going to get out beforehand. So runner cuts if we get above 671.95. A new low of day, I'll probably start to take profit between here and here. Anything between that. I don't know why this is doing this. I think it's because, or why my headset keeps. I think it's because I'm not sitting in like an active call, and my headset's like, "Yo, why aren't you listening into anything?" So let me turn some music on my headset to make it just not turn off. Some people listen to music to enjoy themselves. I do it to keep my headset from turning itself off. All right, I'm actually going to take my profit on that runner right there. I just want to sit here and be able to read my chat and go through some trade reviews because I really need to focus. I'm missing a lot of messages. Picked up a set of calls for the 125 for the same date. Okay, you are pissing me off because I need to go look at Oklo now. Wait, 125s? Is that what you said? For Oklo? You said 119 for November 21st. That's a little sketchy. 125 for the same date? See, this is the exact conversation I have with myself, though, and it stops me from entering his play, and then his play goes up like 1,000%. So I think I just need to ignore all of my inner thought process. Yeah, I know 125 is good with you. You'd be cool with fucking 1,000. He's like, yeah, guys, you guys should buy calls on Oklo. He doesn't give a shit. That's funny as hell. This motherfucker has shares just watching us buy longs. Like, yeah, y'all should do that. That's funny. Honestly, I would do the same thing. Gaslight your entire like community. Just be like, yeah, y'all should buy calls on that. That does look good. No, I'm kidding. That's funny though. Maddie doesn't have like a chart open. He's like scrolling through like Twitter or something. He's like, yeah, guys, Oklo looks. Oklo looks crazy, guys. Upside short term look great. Buy calls. I respect the grind. Coin is down more than when we looked at it earlier, so I'm happy to look at that later today. You should have sold that at 150. Not gonna lie. What is even your average on that though? Wasn't it like really low? Like unreasonably low. Oklo is one of those tickers that Sand Dollar has been bringing up for a long time. Like it's like whatever your average is, he probably brought it up even before whatever that number is. But I do use your average as like a reference point. Like if somebody said Sand Dollar brought it up at 27 a share, I don't even think I'd be surprised. Because he would bring it up like every stream. And then it went over to like almost 200 a share. Like what? Oklo. It's fucking insane. Good job to anybody who did hold that runner to get that last one out, though. It did go down to what we talked about to hit that low, but no break of it yet. So we'll see if we get any more movement from that. But I mean, being in between here is nothing special, I'll be honest with you. It really needs to break outside of the barriers here to move some more. But you got a phone call? You're good. I was just asking what your average was because I was saying I use it as a reference point. 1950, yeah, see? That's fucking disgusting. I was saying whatever your average is, Sand Dollar probably brought it up a little bit like cheaper than even that, you know? And I was joking saying like I wouldn't even be surprised if it's 27. But you're saying 1950, so that means his call out was probably even earlier than that. It's fucking crazy. You realize that's a literal 10 times from your average, just about from 20 to 200. That's disgusting. I hope you at least trimmed some, because that is like an unreasonable amount of movement in a short amount of time. But that's what true luck is, though. Like you can sit there and be like, I just got lucky, but like You wouldn't have gotten lucky if you didn't jump in on it. So you have to at least find that opportunity to at least get lucky. Like you can't. Getting lucky still takes hard work. I recall doing like $30 to $40 calls with Sandollar. Then we had that April sell off, and I bought. Oh yeah, it had that like consolidation phase, and then it pulled back, and then it kind of went back up again. I remember that because that was when I was hesitating, and I was like, I was like, I don't know if I want to buy calls in because I took that one play. Excuse me, sorry. I took that one play that he called out like from like way back in the day, and then I think I saw it consolidate for like 3 months, and it just like, I think it just like went away from my head that I should be looking at it again. I recall. Oh, I went balls to walls in April. Yeah, you really did. You were kind of balling though. You know what you were doing. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 50% concentrated power of will, 50%. Oh wait, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. That song's actually so fucking good. Dude, I don't know why I'm yawning. I slept great last night. How was everyone's weekend though? Anybody do anything cool? Any movies? Any shows? Be sure to drop a like on the stream. We do have a daily goal of reaching at least 20 likes, which usually you guys fucking smash without me even saying it anyway, like you did today. One more like though. Break that 20. Break the magic number for us. Good morning, anybody. If you have any questions or any updates you need, just let me know. So far, all we did was scalp SPY to the downside. Since then, I've just been reading messages. Worked all weekend. Damn, man. We gotta chill at least a little bit. Hopefully, it was at least some decent work. Nothing super, super bad. I had to dig a trench with a spoon. You know, hopefully it's nothing like that. I would like to point out, even though we are looking at this in like a bearish kind of way under 671.95, on the 5-minute, this is actually a higher low above today's open still, and above the key area that we originally have been saying that we should be seeing movement from. As long as we're above it, higher probability chance we experience bullish price action to the upside towards 674, possibly even previous day high. Any break of this, of course, kind of the opposite. We're looking for the higher low of previous day and previous day lows. So I would like to point that out. I know we're like sitting here going, "Oh, we should short it from here and blah 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 from 674," but it's still above today's open. So I would like to open our eyes and remind ourselves we are still at a higher low above today's open, above 669.50. So we had our fun shorting it, but let's all remind ourselves we are still at a part of the chart where it's like, oh shit, this could bounce. Got off Sunday morning from the Fun Palace. What is the Fun Palace? Like the OG Fun Palace, or are you talking about like work? Oh, your job? Okay. Well, damn, so you and Maddie worked your ass off this weekend. But look at you both in here early Monday on a stream. Showed up to work even though you were probably been working your ass off. Look at y'all. Round of applause. What a weird open. On the 1 minute, it feels like we did so much more. And then you zoom back out and it's like, oh shit, we're still here. We didn't go anywhere. Just pulled up to a job, so peace and have a good one. You too, Maddie. Have a great day, man. Watch The Greatest Showman when I was honestly surprised. Is that a movie? Is that the one with the Wolverine actor? Or am I thinking of The Prestige? Oh, no, that is him. Damn, so he's in both? When did he make Prestige? That's 2017. What is this? 2006. Damn. Bro's got a thing for movies like that. I don't know if I've seen that movie, but I've heard it was really good. Yes and yes. The perfect responses to any question. Be safe, Maddie. Respect, Bob Johnson, respect. Got 3% on the port, so life is swell. Oh, nice. I was about to read that the most wrong way ever. On the port. That's crazy, though. Well, shit. Good job. What did you do today? Anybody take any trades today? And guys, I don't give a shit if you got it from stream, if you got it on your own. I don't care. Just share it. What did you do? Don't add any extra pressure to it. Anybody catch a trade today? Anybody sit on their hands today? Did anybody find a moment in the market where they're like, I kind of liked it, but not enough, you know? Let me hear about those moments. Not even hesitation, more of like a calculated step back, maybe. It doesn't always have to be hesitation every time we don't take a trade. 15-minute inside bar. Look at Garden Trader. Shout out to Garden, by the way. She's been working her ass off all weekend. I got a short off the 5-minute. Outside bar very close to your trade. Ooh. What was the outside bar from? 10? No. 5? Probably the 5. Damn, maybe Garden's the next person we should add perms to BB Workshop. Plus, she's been talking about a lot of sector stuff. If we could bring that stuff into there too. Oh my god, that might be a light bulb idea. Because Garden is like the second coolest person in the entire chat. On the 5? I want to find it now. An outside bar and you shorted. Got a late entry scalp off call out and stream. Small percentage. Small percentage. I just read that backwards. What the fuck is wrong with me? Guard is the first coolest? No. Leland is the coolest. Everyone is second fiddle to Leland in my book. No matter how much I love you. That's just how important Leland is. It has nothing, no disrespect to the second places. Garden's not third place, though, I'll tell you that. Busy at work? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think Garden and Gary need to be our next two. I don't even know what to call y'all. It's not mentorship or anything like that. I didn't include the lead test, LOL. Yeah. Yeah, Leland's like the person in our chat that like single-handedly won World War II. Like that's how important he is. By the way, huge rejection here on the 2-minute. What the fuck am I on the 2-minute for? Oh, that's why there were so many candles, bro. I was like, there's the outside bar. I was like, why can't I find this outside bar? I'm not this bad, am I? Now I find it. I was like, that's not making any sense. I was misclicking. I need to delete that. But I won't lie, the 2-minute just basically screamed at us that that was going to drop. But look at that, guys. Even if you were still holding that runner somehow, which, again, we talked about if you're still in it, you don't want to hold it pretty much past this area between this level and the top of this highlighted area. And look where they rejected again before pulling back in a single, pullback fashion. That's crazy. I'm glad we're just chilling now, but it's funny to look back on those kind of things. That had to be outside bar, right, Garden? That had to be it. That was really good. That's a good trigger. It's like, oh shit, I should be looking to short this. And then it's like, all right, let me zoom down. Or whatever time frame you like. And then it's like, all right, let me find this. Good shit. Actually, I'm going to do that right now so I don't forget later. No, you're right. You're right. I just now saw your DM. I'm late to seeing this. I was stupid and I was on the 2-minute. Look, I'll show you what I did. Because I zoomed in and I was like, in my head, I was like, I guess this could be 5-minute candles, but I didn't actually see it. I misclicked. And I was like, where is this outside bar? I know she wouldn't just make that up. But no, you had it right. It was my fault as always. It could never be on your end. It's always on my end. But I'm gonna add perms to Garden and Gary. Is that cool with you, Gary and Garden? Hopefully I'm not stepping on y'all's toes. But I would love to add y'all to this. You're on your phone, so you can always be wrong. Fair enough. Sure, bet. Plus, we can bring your sector rotation stuff in there too if you'd like, or keep it in post charts. I really don't care, honestly. I'll talk about that anywhere with you. That shit's fun. What's perms? For BB Workshop. Sorry, I guess I didn't clarify that. What is Gary's name in chat? Like his username? Not the thing that's on the screen. Like when you click his name, what is it? Oh, I just gotta go look. Damn it. Here's your name. Okay, it is. Oh, that's why I can't find Linwood. Holy crap. That damn dot really throws Discord through a loop. There you are. Wow, that dot is... I think I tried that last time too, and I was like, why can't I find your name? That was literally why. Not your fault, of course. It's just, why does that stump Discord so easily? Can embed links, attach files, add directions. All right, added Linwood, adding Garden. So just to remind Garden and Linwood what this is, I'm pretty sure Garden knows exactly what this is, but I'm just gonna repeat it anyway, just to be fair. But basically, if you guys like have trades or any trade reviews or just things you want to go over, or it doesn't always have to be a trade, is what I'm trying to get at. But just things we can go over in stream. And then other people in chat also, mainly it's just members, can see that channel, but they can't type in it. So only you can type in stuff in there. Post charts and stuff like that. And it's for strictly going for stuff on stream. So I can go over this stuff live, and other people can kind of get a piece of it, but it's more focused on like individuals. So here recently, it was just Carter and Devontae, and honestly, it's been going really well. But probably because Carter and Devontae are just probably the like perfect choices for that. So it's kind of fun to do. But I think you two will be just as perfect. Well, actually, I know Garden will be perfect, but I think Linwood. I think it'll be a perfect fit in here. But yeah, so you vote that perms down. Let me announce that. Oh, but when you type Linwood on Discord, it pops up. That's funny. Ha ha ha. It's a sick joke. Bearish retest under 671.95, guys. Let's see if we get continuation. This has failed 1, 2, almost 3 times. So if this fails here, it will be a third time. But we should be looking at fresh lows here towards today's open. I will be shocked if not. Make sure to go peep your XLK weight. NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft. See if those are still pulling back or not. If so, you'll probably will see this keep going. If not, then you're probably going to see this wick. Because I do see XLK, XLV, and Staples are all green now. Or they have been, but Staples just flipped green. Welcome, Garden. Welcome, Linwood, to BB Workshop. Glad to have you. I think adding Garden too is going to be perfect because I think everyone's focused on just like 1 or 2 things, but my special warrior here, Garden, is focused on many things, and I think it'll open up everyone's eyes, like outside bars, 15-minute information, zooming out a little bit more here and there, sector rotation, conversation stuff. I think that'll help with some people too, so I think that's perfect timing. And then Linwood, I just like Linwood, so I think he'll be a perfect fit. Devontae Carter, Linwood, Garden. That is a freaking dangerous lineup. Dangerous lineup. I would put all 4 of you against like any other person's like 100 traders or more. That's not even cockiness. That's called confidence. Bought more. Sorry. Bought more in the money puts for Tesla. Made 10%. Still holding the other puts from earlier. Let me go check that out. My bad. You've been trading that all morning, and I didn't even give you any love. Honestly, I don't like to pressure people too. So sometimes if I don't go straight to your chart, that's probably why. Like if someone's like, I'm bullish Tesla, and then I sit here and I cover something, I'm like, well, this looks bearish right here. It's going to freak him out, you know? I'm not trying to do that to people, especially if it's not my original find. I don't like to do that. I won't lie though. This is a bullish retake above this higher low right here, so it's not a bad sign. They got above previous day high with another retake with the exact same thing actually. But they're also rejecting today's high, so we'll see if that pulls back. That's a good candle to see at the high for a short. Long candle, long wicks, both sides, small body candle against the high that's already been made. So there's some weakness here. Now, is that just take profiting? Is that people also jumping into shorts at the same time? You and me don't know. Good luck on your trade, though. And I'm happy to hear you kind of like. I don't like to hear about double dipping, but I am happy to hear you did it in a fashion to kind of remove a lot of that risk in your trade. So good shit. Because I'm sure that wasn't easy mentally. Elite lineup for sure. And yeah, we're gonna have to add Alexis down the road too, because I'm gonna definitely want to get some larger time frame stuff in there. I don't know. I've had a lot of people in mind for people I want to add in here, but I want to add you in slowly. Like it's been about 2 weeks since we started this with Garden with Devontae and Carter. So I think it's a good amount of time to add 2 more. Maybe in 2 more weeks or 3 weeks we'll add 2 more. It could also just feel that way because it was like actually somewhat productive with Devontae and Carter without really trying super hard. It was just them being them and me being me. So that was cool. That was another thing I didn't want this to be, was like a mentorship that like everybody has to like sit here and like exert a bunch of extra energy on. Like this should just be an extra thing. But I'm happy if anybody's been paying attention because there's been some really good posts in here, and I try my best to actually put all my energy into like replying and actually, and not just in a sense of like let me get a reply out just to reply. Like I want to actually apply things that like make sense. Yeah. Also, shout out to Garden one more time. I saw what you did in post charts. How should I play this piercing line? And then you sent him the dark cloud cover to let him know, hey, it's not the dark cloud, it's the dark cloud, silly. But I mean, it doesn't even matter because he still got it right. Like, if you guys call this a piercing line, like I still understand what you mean because I know that you're looking at the last candle. I'm sure that's what Garden thought too when she read that. But yeah, good job sharing that. That's how you. This is how you correct somebody. This is exactly how you do it, without stepping on toes. Let me know if the R word or not. It's funny. Oh, I didn't see you ask this. Nard, if you're in stream, the rules of the patterns, they apply to all time frames. We just use the daily for our picks because those are probably the cleanest examples. And I'm addicted to the daily. That's just what I've been teaching everybody on. But if you're someone that's like, I don't like that, I like the weekly, or I like the monthly, or I like the 30-minute, then so be it. But the pattern rules apply. It doesn't matter what time frame. You should be using those patterns on the 5-minute, the 1-minute, the daily, the weekly. Those are literally like it's like the language of the chart or candlestick. So if there's patterns, then that's something we should take notice of. If something is speaking to us and saying, hey, this is slowing down, or hey, this is bearish, hey, this is bullish, we can go off of that if we see something else. And that's where that, like, remember I was saying how you don't want to do the first thing, you always want to do the second thing. That would be like your first thing. That's your first confirmation or signal. So you can go off of that when you see another one pop up or something else reveal itself that makes itself look more bullish or more bearish to you. And you're like, hey, I think I'll take risk on that. You know? Bro, what is the song I just got? No, I know you're Bob. I just didn't know if you were still sitting there or not, and I didn't want to assume. I'm happy you're here, though, so I didn't have to repeat that. Thank you for asking that question, though, because that was a good question you asked. Not just the beginning one, but the second one you asked after the explanation. You asked like 2 good questions, honestly. Watch for a dip buy over 672, but honestly, let's go look at Okla now since Sand Dollar's tagging me on it. All right, let's enter an Okla with Sand Dollar. You said end of November. I'm looking at expirations right now. 1 second. December 19th is pricey, but that's honestly the great option chain. That has a lot of open interest on it and time. But those are definitely pricey. Oh, weeklies. My bad. Damn, you're making fucking Matty Ice's day hearing this. Actually, you can't hear this now. I think I see why you're going for such far out strikes now, though. I didn't realize the Oklo chain was this pricey. I only traded it that one time, but that was when you called it out at like 27 a share or 25 a share. Like, that was like a long ass time ago. We were buying contracts for like $20. Damn, the times have changed. So you said you're doing one. Wait, let me just scroll up. You said it like twice. Where's Sandollar's name? Oh, here it is. 125s and 119s. Yeah, if you're getting shares of 53, tag me instantly. All right, 119s and 125s. I think I'm gonna get a 120. Actually, I can get a couple of those. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 120 sand dollar. So I'm gonna go a little in between what you said, but I'm pretty much right between it, or right on top of your first one. I only said 120 because I really like the open interest on that. There's a lot of people holding 120s, or a lot of contracts holding 120. I should say, not a lot of people, but that could literally be like 2 people for all we know. That'd be crazy. I doubt it, considering there were tons of other strikes with plenty of open interest. It's I highly doubt it. That it's just 2 people. Has anybody ever done that in here before? You guys ever? I mean, you probably didn't know what open interest was. You probably didn't even notice it. But have you ever bought like an option where you were like 100% sure you're like the only person trading it? At the time, if you would have checked the open interest of it, you probably were. You could literally see the number go from 1 and then the next day to go back down to 0. It's like, oh, that was me. Or like 11 to 10. You know what I mean? It's pretty funny. If that's the case, that's a problem. That's never good. Oh, all right, back to SPY. Thank you for Oklo Sand Dollar. Let me make sure that's part of my best shit ever watch list, just because we do look at it so much. I'm still watching Fig, by the way, Sand. Sorry, I'm typing right now. 1 second. That's crazy how that area is so simple. It's just the previous day control point and the previous gap 50%. I think the same exact thing is on most of your ETFs right now. All right. Got all that updated. We're good now. What a good start to the week, man. I literally called it before the market opened too. I said the last like 3 to 4 weeks, my Monday stream we catch a scalp, my Tuesday stream we catch a swing, and then the rest of the week we just chill. Or I chill. My chat doesn't chill. Pretty cool though. And I got like a million birthday wishes today. I appreciate that. It's funny because Leland's messages in chat like made someone think I was like 21 or something. Or a lot younger than I'm supposed to be. I guess right now what I'm doing is I'm rooting for this to drop for Mangekyo Kevo's puts on Spix XPX. So we'll see if that happens or not. Anybody looking at anything specifically in here or something we could take a look at here in a second? It could be any time frame, daily time frame, smaller time frame, whatever you're looking at. It's about time you could buy your first. Even when I did turn 21, I didn't really drink too much. And there's really only like 2 drinks I've really enjoyed. Like when you're at like a sport event or like with a group of people and you're drinking like margaritas, that was pretty fun. And then whiskey. But I haven't had either of those in forever. I haven't had a beer in forever. I couldn't even tell you the last time I had alcohol. That's what I should have done for my birthday. I should have got a drink or something. I don't even think about that shit, though, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, I partake. But, yeah. So, water is good birthday present? Actually, you'd laugh at me. I went to the store and I got Welch's grape juice and water, yeah. I love water, though, dude. It's so freaking good, man. I really am one of those people that just love water. Even when I was a kid. That's got to be like the one consistency in my life is my love for water. What's your favorite drink, Nard? Gun to your head. You could only have one drink. What would that drink be? Anybody watch any cool movies or shows this weekend? I know Linwood already gave me a good answer. Anybody else? Or just relax this weekend or hang out with your kids or what's up? How was everyone's weekend is what I'm trying to ask. I just jumped straight to the movies and shows because that's what I really want to know. I like how I've slowly eliminated every reason to use my like better mic now that we're using this one. It's just turned into the thing that holds my headset. Johnny Walker. Damn, okay. Got a real one in here. Spent it with my girl and now I'm waiting for what'd you and your girl do? BF6. I don't really want to play right now. I played a little bit of COD. Not COD. Uh CS the other day. I don't know. We'll see, people. We'll see. We'll see. I don't mean to sound like a hater, but I'm not in the mood. Watching movies and series? Damn nice. Where did you meet your girl, Fipo? Where did Sir Fipo meet Miss Fipo? He's gonna be like, don't call her that. The headset is fire, bro. Yeah, I'm honestly just glad it's working. I honestly, for the longest time, didn't use it for the streams because I thought it was gonna suck ass. And then I get in here and you guys are like, dude, this is better than that mic you paid money for a long time ago. It's like, what? Listening to podcasts and cleaning out the raised bed garden. What a real one. How did the raised bed garden go and what podcast do you like the most? Because I'm sure you listen to a couple. I was kind of listening to a podcast too, so I guess in a sense we did the same thing, but you would definitely not be listening to the one that I'm listening to. Mine's like from a bunch of voice actors and animators, so they're like making really, really heinous jokes, but they're just fucking hilarious because they can do voices and like theoreticals and shit or hypothetical situations. Just funny. They also gaslight the shit out of each other. So there's no way we're listening to the same one. But let me know which one you like. I spent my weekend at work watching The Wedding Ringer. Oh shit. What is The Wedding Ringer like? Was that enjoyable? I met her on Hinge and then we dated one time. Then she didn't talk with me for several days, and then I sent her a message again, and we are now over a year. Damn. She was probably like, maybe he didn't like me, and then you like texted her back. She's like, okay, never mind. That's fine. Nice, Fipo. Now we have Fipo lore in the chat officially. It's part of the canonical universe now. I've really got into the Sean Ryan show. He has very interesting people on. Why does that name sound so familiar? Oh, this guy. Yeah, this guy's pretty famous now. It's funny because I don't think I ever watched like his content, but every time I see his clips go by, like on a short or something on YouTube, I definitely watch it because I've seen plenty of them. But yeah, that guy's really cool. Talks to a lot of different people. Yeah, you're right. It's not even just military people. Like he talks to all kinds of people. I think he does a thing too where sometimes on his YouTube he'll host like an event where he lets two other people talk or something, and he's like a mediator, which is also kind of cool because there's not really many people who are like a mediator type these days. You're always behind on new stuff. Yeah, that guy's cool though. That's a good one. I don't even think he's super political, is he? I don't even think I know if he's red or blue. I'm pretty sure that guy just vibes. I'm trying to remember the interview I did see with him though. There was one I saw and I was like, "Holy shit, this is like a top 3 interview of all time." You think he vibes too? Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure that guy just genuinely just loves what he does, and he has a really cool backstory. Like his own story is pretty insane. He's seen shit. We could just say that. Unlike Joe Rogan, yeah, that's why I don't understand people who watch Joe Rogan. Because don't get me wrong, I understand why he's popular. I'm not even trying to be a hater, but he definitely throws way too much political shit into everything. It's like, bro, you can just have a conversation with somebody. It doesn't always have to turn political. I just don't understand internet personalities who do that. Like, if you blew up off of, like, let's say, gardening, right? You're known for gardening. Why in the future, when you get so much bigger, would you randomly start politicizing gardening? You know, it's like, huh? This doesn't make sense. And it's not even that the fact that you're doing it for one side; it's just the fact that you're doing it at all. Like, can we just keep it at gardening? You know what I mean? Keep your special touch on it. Too many people do that. Joe Rogan has definitely done that a lot. Also, word of mouth. I know a lot of like people who online now, like internet personalities. And I know you guys have seen this too. A lot of people nowadays will be like they'll say one thing that they heard from somebody that they didn't actually like fact check or anything on their own, and then later on it'll like kind of hit them in the end, and then it's like, yeah, bro, why didn't you fact check that? Why would you just randomly say that on here just because you felt because someone told you in on Twitter or something? It's like, bro, you're weird. They realize they have power. Yeah. That's why I'm really like so happy whenever you see like you ever like someone that's like famous and you're like, man, I'm glad we made the right person famous type person. Like there's only a few people like that. Like there's really only a few people like that. We are like, man, we finally made the right person famous. I'm sure all of you know at least one or two, but there's only so many. Oh yeah, Keanu Reeves, that's a great example. I thought all news on Twitter was real news. It is real news. It's just all spewing out of the asses of people who don't know what they're talking about. So in a sense, it is still news, but nice pullback. We're getting what we want for Kevo. Can we get the break of 66870s? As we discussed, this would possibly bring a larger pullback into possibly the meat of this higher low right here from the Friday session, and possibly previous day open, possibly even previous day low. We do have a collection of levels down here though around that previous day open slash low. So only thing you got to look out before this area would be the higher low right here. So you got a little bit over $1 drop from that, and then from there we could see if a larger move happens. So far though, we are loving this for Kevo. Make sure you guys go to the trade floor and hype him up, see if this breaks lower. It reverses after we hype him up. It's like, oh, awkward. Nah, he's a good sport. He'll be fine. That's totally the right person. He escaped the Matrix. Oh yeah, we also made the Paul brothers, and I can personally say that I have personally never contributed to either of those people. I didn't even know who that Doherty was guy. I didn't even know who he was until like a couple months ago when I started seeing these like videos about like just the shit he does. I had no idea he existed. I've never watched a single Logan or Jake Paul special. I've never once clicked on their YouTube. I've never even watched Mr. Beast videos. I have seen a Dream video. But yeah, I can personally say I've never, to those people at least, I'm sure I've contributed to other idiots. I'm not trying to clear myself here or anything. I'm not innocent. We've all contributed to an idiot at one point. But I can comfortably say I've definitely never contributed to those two names specifically. Actually, no, that is a lie. I think I have seen one Mr. Beast video, but it was because it was during that scandal when they were trying to figure out if he actually did make a building in Africa, and they figured out that they didn't. They just like edited a bunch of shit to make it look like they restored this area and this building and all this other stuff, and it's like, what? Why would you lie about that? And then he did actually build one because he kind of had to. It's like, yeah, you can't really lie about that. Can't really lie about making buildings in Africa and then them not even being there. It's a pretty big lie. Religious or not, that's a pretty big lie. That's just fucked up. We'll see if we get these fresh lows under 668, 70s, like we already kind of talked about. That higher low, and then of course these collection of levels down here are what we're looking for. And it's pretty much the same idea here on Triple Q. I discussed this in my Discord already. With the rejection of this area, we can see another pullback, as well as if we see the break of today's open, a second leg down possibly. A cool thing you can do, I don't know how this list closed itself, but a cool thing you can do is kind of scan through your XLs. I personally like looking at XLK, XLY, and then that's pretty much it, really. I mean, XLC is pretty important. XLF is pretty important because it weighs more, but really XLK is our main focus. I mean, it's the most important by a long shot. This could almost single-handedly lead the direction for market almost every day if it wanted to. So pretty important to watch that. And then the three big boys inside of it are your NVIDIA, your Apple, and your Microsoft. And you can see those are all pretty much the same chart in terms of if you're just looking at today's price action. A little bit of up, a little bit of a pullback, some consolidation, and then another little pullback that we're seeing. And if you go to SPY, you'll see that lines up actually. We get a little bit of movement up, a little bit of movement down, some consolidation, and then another leg down around the today's open / today's low area. Some food for thought. If you guys haven't already, be sure to drop a like on today's stream. We did take a short earlier in the stream. Now I'm just chilling, updating, reading people's messages, going through all the fun stuff in chat. Hyping up Kevo. We've got a nice update from Mikey in the VIP channel. I don't know if you guys have been reading those, but Mikey's been doing that for a little while now. It's been kind of fun to go through those if you're in VIP floor. He has a bunch of really cool updates related to certain tickers. Pretty cool. Still waiting for my new case. Still not sent. I bought a... What the hell? I gotta copy paste that. Oh, computer case. Damn, this looks really nice. Is yours black or what color did you get? Damn, this looks really nice. Black? Nice. New low of day, guys. Go into the Discord and type new low of day. New low of day, new low of day. New low of day. Let's fucking go, dude. What did Kevo say? He said feed my runners, but he had another update before that. I think that was it. Nice, though. We got the new low of day. I was about to tag y'all again. That was about to be annoying. Josh, are you in my stream as well? That'd be cool if so. I'm assuming not. Who's still kicking it in the stream with me? Kind of nice to see this new low of day come out. Even if it doesn't go anymore, it's just kind of nice that it at least did what we wanted for at least some more movement. I know you're here, Fipo. You're special. In a good way. In the best way. The most special. I'm special. What's up, Gary? Hope your day's going good. How was your weekend? It was good, man. My birthday was good. My grandma came out. We had some beef ribs, cooked beef ribs on the pit outside. Tasted really nice. So, overall, pretty good. Can't complain. Longs on, lads. I'll be honest with you. If you see a retake of this like highlighted area I have there, that's a pretty good idea, honestly. Anything that stays under this highlighted area here, and I think it just needs to come down and at least test this area, especially if it breaks this higher low here, which it seems to be trying to at least test and break down, but we'll see. But I like where your head's at, because we are at a spot of the chart where if things start to slow up and retake right here, this would be a beautiful long into that level there. Maybe even 674, maybe even new high of day. Who knows? Waiting for what I would call a brigade bolt. Happy birthday, May. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Here, but kind of not busy at work for a while. No, you're good, Garden. I honestly just asked that to see what the vibes are like. If you guys are busy, man, I get it. If you guys get busy, you know, don't get strung up in here. A brigade bolt. Oh, I popped long before market open, took half at the pump before the dump, just re-entered with the profit, made our initial pump. Oh, nice. Okay. So you kind of got out before it got a little ugly. Yeah, I almost wanted to trade that up too, but it was just so early and I don't think I was super locked in enough yet. And then when I saw this like pullback, I was like, all right, this could start to be something under the previous day close. And then I was on the 1 minute for the majority of the beginning of the stream. So we called out shorts from over there. I did it on the 5 minute, but then I went down to the 1 minute. And then we just kind of watched it. It played out pretty well. We were in before the move though. We were in like up here. So I didn't have to worry about like sitting through a lot of this. I got out on the new low. At the time it was a new low. And then I got out one more here when it made that move, and then I had one more here, and I got out as it made that move here, and then I've just been done since then. I had 5, I sold 3, 1, 1. But now I'm chilling. And then Kevo called out the same exact trade, but for SPX on the Discord. And I think he's still in a runner. Because he's just got bigger nuts than I do. The pump took out the 95 900, so Elliott Wave says we were going up. Yeah, I mean, we moved so much to the downside so quick. I wouldn't be surprised if like an inside bar setup appeared here. We'll see though. I had to wait for a little funds to hit. I took 150 over the weekend to pay bills, and then the dump came. Oh, nice. Well, good shit. Made a quick 100 today. This is the point where I try to take a lesser quality setup to make the numbers look better, and I end up red for the day. Happened all last week, so hanging it up here. Yeah, do it, Benny. Do it. You know better than anyone else in here what you need to do next. If that's what you feel is best, do it, and I'll support you in it. What can Benny do for the rest of his day? But Benny, I appreciate the maturity in coming in here and like just saying that shit out loud. Now that you've said it too, you kind of put yourself in the spotlight. I almost doubt that you make the mistake now, just because you did that. Scratch his arm profusely. Scratch his underside of chin. Not nice. That wiped me out. Oh, I thought you meant you got out before and then paid for bills. Did I read that wrong? Oh, and then the dump came, meaning you still had it. Oh, my bad. I thought you meant you got out and like you dodged it. My bad, my bad. I read that completely wrong. I think I was just happy for you because you said you paid for your bills, and I was like, nice. I mean, not great, but you know what I mean. Knew it was coming too, but each day we get something if we line it up right or up or down. Fair enough. I like your mindset, man. Keep moving forward. Yeah, you took most out. I think that's also why I meant nice, because it's like you at least curbed a lot of your potential damage. You know what I mean? But then it took what I was going to use. So you were right. It was me sending mixed messages, but yeah, bang, I'll try to reload today. That's all. No, you're good. You're good. I appreciate it, man. And honestly, I hope you have a great day. Don't overtrade, though. Don't overtrade. Also, Benny, great work on that message. Seriously, thank you for that. I think it's important. We're not just highlighting the good, we're highlighting the potential bads. I think it's really easy nowadays with social media and stuff to get caught up in the difficulties of things. People will be like, "Oh my god, everyone's succeeding but me." You know, it's like it's so easy to think like that when you're looking at stuff like that all the time. You know, it's a good shit staying in front of it. Good shit, Kevo. Sorry, guys, I'm typing right now. All right. Yeah, I got cooked last week. Made money every day though. That's a plus. Just couldn't keep up. Oh, I see, man. I feel you though, because sometimes you're on like a not even like a heater, but like you're just like you're feeling it. You're going through your prep well. You're reacting to it well. I told you it's hard to maintain, and a lot of it's not even just because of entering and making money, but like some of it could be on the back end of it. Like in your case, you're talking about like you're doing really good, and then you somehow can fuck it up for yourself by the end of the day. Maybe not entirely, but enough to where you're like, what the hell? Why am I doing that? Um, honestly, like that's pretty difficult. Like people don't think about that kind of thing. That's why I talk about maintaining is the hardest part of trading. It's not starting. It has nothing to do with starting. It's not even finding a strategy that you like. It's literally maintaining. But yeah, I respect you though for at least saying it out there, so you're like staying ahead of it. Because now you're like, fuck, why am I doing that? But good shit though. It sounds like you're getting a lot of good wins under your belt. I'm proud of you, Benny. It sounds like you have a real grip on what you're trying to do though. Enough to where you're able to make decisions like this where you're like, why am I doing that? And you can just adjust the next week. Good shit. Don't overtrade. Good shit, Benny. I'm proud of you, dude. Seriously. What was it like a month ago, 3 weeks ago? You like messaged me, like not really with struggles, but just like I don't even know what to call it, but you know what I mean. Just like, hey, what do I do? And then it was just like, now you're just fucking killing it. And I didn't really even really say that much. We just talked that one time. You've literally just been killing it, dude. Good shit. I think a lot of it, and I don't. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think a lot of it has to go into your prep. If you have a lot of good prep, it makes things so much easier because you have like a baseline of something to go off of, right? If you're just like waking up last minute right before the market opens, you're not really helping yourself, because you don't have as much context as you would as if you were the night before going over something or the morning of, just kind of reiterating it. So maybe it's your prep that's really, really helping too, or maybe the conversation or whatever you've been doing, man. You're fucking killing it, and I'm happy for you because it sounds like you're getting a lot of good trades. You're able to actually like kind of navigate from that too. So I'm happy about that. Trade Brigade and Camel Finance too. They are like-minded traders. I'm gonna be honest, and this is no hate to them. I don't know who those are, but that's because I don't go on social media anymore. That has nothing to do with the size of them or anything. I don't know who anybody is anymore. But they sound cool. I'm happy to hear that. Sorry, I should have said the first. Lost connection. Then I'm going to sub you. I lock your vibe. Sorry, I read that so bad. I'm so bad at English. I like your vibe. You're realistic. Have a good night tonight, brother. You too, man. Thank you for tuning in. Just vibing. Appreciate you. And good shit on your trades. Hopefully you get some more. Good decision making, though, it sounds like. And there's that big move we talked about, guys. If you go back in the stream about 7 to 12 minutes, at one point I said I wouldn't be surprised if an inside bar breakout just randomly appeared here. I mean, it wasn't an inside bar, but the meat of it was so close. And look at the reaction of the retake. This is just what happens when you see, like, let's say this is like a super, super important level. If you see a break in a retake, whatever movement that gets above this level again after the retake, a lot of the time just goes straight up pretty quickly because you have people having to cut the opposite side of the trade, causing a liquidation, causing a lot of movement up in one direction. And this happens also to the downside. People call these liquidity grabs. In my chat, we called these 90% entries before we even knew what the fuck they were called. Just because we really don't focus on other people, we really do just focus on the price action stuff in here. So, but we're not ignorant. So we like to be aware of that. We didn't invent that. It existed. But it is nice to see the power of that and how it works and the reasoning behind it. It's kind of cool to understand that. Why was it such a big green candle? Well, it's because of the uncertainty of the retake. Also cool because our today's open is right there, which as a lot of us like to use the today's open, the previous day 50%, and even gap up or gap down 50% levels. These are direction deciding levels. So also cool to see it kind of going in a direction from one of those levels, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, for me, I think it's the inconsistent sizing. I take one feeler contract to confirm it. Oh, it's confirmed. I take profit. Think, damn, I should have sized. Size on the next one. Welp, stopped. Haha. Oh, I see what you're saying. Is like two contracts like so crazy that if you take a loss on it, you feel it a lot more on your account, Benny? And one's just like perfect. Is that right? We ain't psychic, but the chats generally charts generally do tell you what's going to happen. Just having the liquidity for the good night move before the pump. We were calling it 10 minutes ago. Yeah, you were talking about it too. Kendor Changes was going over it a lot too. I was not alone in that. Good technical analysis. You too, dude. Good shit. I'm always happy to team up on shit like that. I'm just chilling, but I still like to go through the mental reps like that. I think it's very important that people do that actively. It's also hard, though, to disconnect yourself because some people will be like, well, fuck, I got to catch that. And then they jump into it and then they overtrade. Now, I can def size more than one and be comfy, but I feel I have to earn the right through more wins. I think you should stick with two. I want to see you stick with two consistently. You already know what you're doing, brother. You don't need to stick with one. You've earned that. But start with two. I think if you do two, you'll get past this feeling of like inconsistent sizing because you'll be like, oh, well, two's fucking great. Like, two's enough. One doesn't feel like enough on good plays. And if two's comfy for you still, then go with two. If you ever feel like uncomfortable, though, because maybe two's too much on something, like, just don't enter it. Like, don't let that feeling control you. But I would try two because I think you've already earned that right. Also, I think when you do find a trade that you would otherwise be pissed that you only got one on, I think you'll eventually be like, damn, I could take profit here and I'll leave my other one as a runner and I'll try to see what I can do with this. Maybe, maybe try something like that. Or just take profit on both if you happen to get like a really good move really quickly and you're like, fuck, I wasn't expecting that. Just get out both. What's the problem there? But maybe try that. Maybe try to eliminate the inconsistent sizing feeling that you have. I mean, it's not a feeling, it is inconsistent. What's up, Jukes? Jukes just got out of a sell-in time. You think the market is going back up? Well, we talked about it recently, just because of the amount of pullback we saw from this breakdown here and the lower highs here so quickly. We talked about a possible inside bar or just move going up from here, retaking this. The reason it's so green though is because of it's just a liquidity grab. It retook an important area after losing it, causing not just people who are trying to short to get out, but also people who are like cutting to get back in, because you have people probably chasing that too. So I don't know if I'd say the market's going back up. If you mean on like an intraday time frame, it is going back up, but I would definitely keep watch above this level though. If it doesn't get above this, this is going to be potentially short lived. But it is a good sign by the buyers that we got back above this area, because now this gives them a little bit of room to kind of trade between this instead of just going straight up or going straight down. But I'd keep watch on that to see if it picks up above this, not just because it's an important level from the previous day close, but because today they use it as support. And this is also where they kind of pulled back away from before, giving us that single, directional move. My boss is chasing it. He asked the other day who buys the top in December. I just raised an eyebrow at him. Plenty of people buy in December because they call it the Santa Rally every year. Not every year, but most years. I can't tell you how many times I've seen the word Santa Rally typed. Smart, we shall wait. I mean, you can do what you want, Jukes. I'm not hating on you, but good job getting out of your short before that got super ugly on you. Personally, I already shorted for the day, and I'm personally just chilling. We talked about like a fun little mental rep of this going up, but I didn't like take a trade on it or anything. I'm just having a good time reading chat. But personally, that's what I see from what we've already kind of gotten. It's kind of nice having that context too from when we were on the 1 minute earlier, because now we know just how important 672 is between all of this. Because before I had it just like this. And I right now I'd probably just tell you like, yeah, wait till it gets up to here. But now I have like an exact level to go off of. Not just from today's context, but also from our system. We love the previous day close. But the most important levels for anybody who might be new in here, I always love to go over this for anybody who might not be new to trading, but might be new to me, or maybe you just are new to trading and me. Either way, it doesn't matter. But our highest priority levels are always going to be the CDO, which is just a fancy way of saying current day open. Any gap 50%. So if like your previous day started was lower and your today started higher or lower even, you grab a fib from your previous day close to your today's open, and you get a gap. You get the 50% level between them, and you can use that for direction as well. And then previous day control point, which is just a fancy way of saying previous day 50%. From high to low, from low to high, it doesn't matter. The math is the same when you're drawing a 50% level on that. You get a pretty particular level that helps us with direction. And all three of these levels help us with short-term direction each and every day. Right now, I'm using a little bit more just key levels because we've honestly been kind of tacking down literally the same three levels: 680, 674, and 670. I mean, these three levels have been genuine like structures for this chart the past 3-4 weeks now. So it's been kind of fun being able to mention the same levels over and over again, because it's not just because we're familiar with them, because it feels it's like, oh, nice, like it's actually showing its true potential of what level it is. Like 680 is so important. That was a support for like 3 days after all-time high. Then it broke down under 680 rejection. Our biggest gap downs happened from there. Everybody was like, where the fuck did that come from? It's like, brother, what? That was clear as day to us. Also, it kind of helps because if you go to your sectors, which I think this is something else a lot of people don't do, and if you're new to me, you're going to love this stuff. But sectors are so important. Like if you go to SPY, for instance, and you click on Analyze, you can see here at the top, information technology is 35.3% of the market of SPY, of the S&P 500, which is pretty freaking important. That's over a third. Pretty big piece of pie. So if I go to that, that's this. You can use this on daily time frames, smaller time frame, and you can almost help yourself with just this chart by itself. Of course, you can increase the probability by backing it up with other sectors either doing well or underperforming, even if you're looking at a red day on XLK. In today's case, we're seeing other sectors actually do pretty well while tech wasn't doing so hot. So if tech starts to pick up and these continue to go up, what do you think SPY will do? It will continue to go up. Vice versa. Let's talk about if this is a shit show. Tech starts to kind of taper off and it pulls back off a little bit, but then these also pull back What is SPY doing? Probably seeing a fat, large candle on SPY. So I truly believe the power behind just quick sector awareness, even on the daily time frame POV, is very, very important. You could even just go to the weekly on those and have a better time with your SPY trades, your triple Q trades, maybe even your IWM trades, even though it won't break up the same sector wise. It is kind of nice to check out small caps because honestly, every day these two do jack shit. This does something. Now, you could blame that on sector rotation, money rotation. I truly don't care. I honestly don't care about the reasoning. It's just, it is nice to see it because it's like a backup play. Like, oh shit, nothing happened on my SPY setup. Let me go check IWM. Or maybe all these other sectors are just doing nothing and it's just tech today. That means SPY's probably doing a nothing burger with a slight movement up, right? What do you got to go check then? Go check Triple Q. Triple Q is tech focused, so it's going to be going up the most. It's not going to be held back like SPY is. That's a conglomerate of other sectors. But yeah, sorry for the long little rant there, but I love that stuff. So if you guys are new to here, that's the kind of stuff you got to focus on here. I appreciate all kinds of updates, but that is what we focus on here, just for context. Right now, I'm just chilling because I just like to read chat. I would long again around 92, 91 if it gets there. That you're 285 and 72s. Always a show, bro. Oh man, that's a lot of talking. Glad to be here though, and again, thank you guys for the likes and all the birthday wishes. It was a little weird not having a birthday stream because it fell on a Saturday this year. So Woots in the chat likes Amazon, so that made me instantly want to go to. Why can't I click my chart? Is this bugged? Yep, it is. There it goes. Instantly now, I'm not drawing this as like, oh, this is an actual level, but just a quick glance, you can see there is like a pretty common support here. You can see it's currently bouncing off that. So risk reward wise, I can see why buying would be had on the discretionary sector. So it's kind of nice that Woots is pointing out the Amazon dip. Oh, I'll just create a new chart. The Amazon dip, because you can see Amazon's chart. I'm just drawing the high to open of that green candle as a supply of the daily. Just kind of point out an area that could be a liquidity grab area. So if we see a retake in a big fat ass green candle, it's probably going to be because of the retake of this area right here. Yeah, so that's why he's pointing that out. Really, really nice too. And then on XLY, it kind of backs up his thesis on risk reward buying on Amazon, which I wouldn't say, oh, the whole market looks like that, but it is kind of cool he's pointing that out. Shout out to Woots. Also, Tesla did get their green day to kind of help out the XLY getting that risk reward look. So we'll see if that holds up or not, but I still like that post just because it is kind of a cool example. Very, very cool. Ooh, we got some trade reviews to look at in a second. Carter posted some trades. And yeah, good shit, Kevo. Thank you for the teamwork today, man. That was fun. I like when I'm calling out SPY and someone else in chat's calling out like SPY or SPX because it's like I'm helping the people on YouTube, you're helping the people in Discord. And then D-Touch, holy oh, we got some trade reviews to look at, my good people. One second, I gotta answer Woots. Back to SPY. Damn. I know we talked about this bouncing, but it going all the way up into that area in one move, that's pretty awesome. Please don't talk about it. All right. I am done answering that. We can go back to SPY and chill for a second. Delete my note because I guess we're done talking about that. I'm trying to leave that 680 in the top of the chart, so at least somewhat aware that there is something up there. By the way, guys, thank you for all the likes on the stream. Almost getting 30 likes is awesome. The goal was 20, so appreciate you. 2025, I guess, is the goal. Oh, my bad, Benny. I didn't even see that message. Yeah, that one time I did 5 cons felt really nice. I had runners even. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, because you get like the initial part of the trade, so you get to kind of like confirm your prep, and then when you're out and you're taking profits, you get to kind of still risk and do a little bit of maintenance on like the rest of your trade and kind of get a little bit more. You know, not even about the money; it's about like how much of the rep you're getting. Like you're getting so much more out of that. Plus, I think you're ready. You're getting a lot of good entries, so I think you're ready. Just don't overtrade. Now that you have 2 consistently, I think you got this though. I'd bet on you. 5% rule, take emotion out. It's just numbers. No, it really is. It is hard to take emotion out in the beginning, though. I think it's easy over time because you're like, you become numb to it almost. But in the beginning, it's almost like, well, how the fuck do I do that? And like when someone hears that, they almost think like, well, that's just generic advice. Thanks, asshole. You know, they don't think like, oh my God, this guy's giving me the key. But that really is the key. But in the moment, it doesn't feel like it or sound like it when someone hears that. So you got to be nice to people. You got to let them bump their head. You know. Oh, it took a lot of crying and loss to get there. Got down the lock though, made $4 into 4K with 70K to one. Damn, good for you. I don't think I've ever done anything like that. That's kind of nuts. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for Benny. He's about to be kicking ass now. I mean, he already kind of is kicking ass, but now he's really about to be kicking ass. Garden too. Y'all better watch out. Garden's gonna be whooping all y'all's asses here soon. Make sure y'all stay on top of your routines and stuff. Checking your Excels, going through your SPY updates, your reviews. If you take a trade, make sure to actually go and review it. Did you prep for it? You know, stuff like that. We're still moving up from the liquidity grab from the, well, as we know it now, low of day. And we've already made it up to previous day close and the lower high of the day. We even went above it a little bit, so pretty insane movement is what I'm trying to say. Above lower high of the day so far and previous day close. Typing it that way too, Woots, it looks worse the way I typed it. Doesn't look good that way. Tesla's kicking ass. I mean, Google kind of started the day kicking ass. But Tesla, like, earned kicking ass over time. Coin is still down in that area. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't watching coin at 260s here. The 30 meter looks so damn sexy. I've drawn so many 50% in this chart. Dude, why is my chart all fucked up? My time axis. No? Okay, so that's from the high before the 50% of that gap up. Oh, no, that's the liquidity move. And that's the... Okay, so that's the supply of that. Okay. And now we're above that. Under this support, which I guess I can remove some of this junk now. We don't need some of these. I need those as targets. I don't really need this one. Okay, that's just fine. And then I probably should add something in between. Like, probably like whatever this is. No. No, maybe we'll leave it. 50% of that? Why is it fucking it up? There we go. 50% of that gap's 245. Okay, so we'll just remember 250 range. If it does dip. That's pretty easy to remember. This would not surprise me if this had a random dip by tonight and like an inside bar or a candle closing over 277 appeared tomorrow. Where's Bitcoin? I need to actually put that on my watch list. Yeah, they're doing the exact same thing. Let me actually clear this to where we can read this like some normal human beings. So what my focus is kind of like where this came up right here, hit here, came down, held here. This was their last like low before they went up, right? So I'm going to go from the low to the high of that last red candle as a demand. And then I'm just going to cheat and throw this to 2026 because I don't feel like extending it right. And then we're just going to see where that is. We need to probably add something a little bit below it and a little bit above it, kind of using the same exact tip, right? Low of this move to the high of the last red candle before it kept going up. All right, edit properties. Start to 2026 because we're too lazy. And then we need to find one more area under this, so we have something underneath to kind of go off of as well. Now, there's a couple things we could cheat. There is, of course, just this high. You go from the high of the move to the open of the last green candle before the dip back down. So that would be about right here, which also covers that wick there a little bit. So I guess that is good enough for me. So yeah, got it. Super easy. Just drawing quick supply and demand. I can go back over to my right here, and then I can double confirm this with what I was drawing earlier on my coin chart. Because on my coin chart, it looks like a dip buy is happening at the pre-market low area. What am I clicking? And then you go to the coin chart, because that's what happened on Bitcoin. And you can see maybe not the exact same thing from the same levels. I don't even have pre-market on this. I don't even know if PML is there. Yeah, it's not even close. Oh, I guess it's somewhat close. But either way, the point is that there's a key level where they're being potentially bought from on both Bitcoin and Coinbase. Though on your daily charts, it doesn't look like it because it's still early in the potential dip buy. It's just a single candle here. And of course, it's only 11 o'clock. But if this still looks like this end of day on Bitcoin and coin, that might be a good super risky swing overnight. Or a setup that you could be looking at tomorrow for day trades. It doesn't have to be a swing. I hate when people say that. They're like, oh my God, it has to be a fucking swing. No, you could literally just wait till tomorrow and catch a day trade. Or it might be a good lunchtime trade today. It's 11 o'clock right now. So we're in the second part of the day, second session of the day, second phase of the day, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But yeah. Let me post this so I at least have it there. So people know what I'm going off of. Woots. That's funny. Oh, thank you guys for almost 30 likes on the stream. Sorry, been typing, replying, going over stuff at the stream, going back and forth, left and right. You know how it be. You know how it be. It was a good stream. We got to go over a lot today. I should probably end it soon, shouldn't I? Got a lot of good info out there. Got a trade or two. Got a call out or two in there. Sand covered Oklo and here. And then Woots just covered Amazon and the Discord. Kevo called out SPX. We had a lot of good shit in here today. Everybody did a lot. That's not even me counting all the different updates you guys gave in here too. There are plenty of really good, helpful updates. Very, very nice. Also got the outside bar on the 5-minute at high a day before that dip down. I mean, currently, high of day could be changed here in a little bit. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like these kinds of streams. Productive. We got to cover some stuff. Oh, we need to go over trade reviews. What am I doing? I knew there was one more thing I had to do. All right, we'll do that, and then I'll end stream. All right, we'll do this one first, and then I'll go to Carter's, because I'll probably talk a lot longer on his. All right, D-Touch Clutch. I need to post my trade review as well. 6-minute scalp on a buy the dip after price made new low of day. Price was also right around current day open. Prior to the entry, 15-minute candle started to show a potential hammer candle. Nice. So he had a lot of really good context to line him up for this. His first piece was price was also around the current day open. Pretty important level. Prior to his entry, on the 15-minute, he had a candle that started to show a potential hammer candle. So he took some of his kind of prep from that around the current day open. Candlestick pattern at a key level. Fucking amazing. Originally wanted the previous day open, so targeted, but I've had some recent scenarios where price didn't hit my target and ended up taking a smaller gain or turning that win into a loss due to greed. Damn, this is actually an insanely good trade. This is a really good trade. It's kind of nice because some people miss out on the 90% over current day open because they want something else to happen first. And a lot of the time you don't have a level here like this. So it's kind of nice. He had the wick from the hammer on the first candle for the low that actually held it. So he had some sort of reference point. It wasn't just in the middle of nowhere. Also, it made a low, then another low. So it was the second thing. This is literally exactly what I've been talking about in the last 5 weeks of streams. Always buy the second thing if you're going to get in. Good fucking entry, dude. And then honestly, really humble take profit spot. He didn't like aim for the moon, like previous day high. He didn't aim for high of day. He didn't aim for the top of the like lower high section here. He actually aimed for the right part of it here because you actually need to focus between like here and here. And he got the bottom of it. And that's a really, really good entry. So he probably profited really, really big on that. Yeah, 52%. And it's because his entry is so like his risk reward is so insane that the cost was probably very cheap. That was actually super fire. Really, really, really good trade review. I'm not going to lie. I really love this too. I think my favorite part of his trade review is this. Around the current day open. So he knows like, okay, I could have a trade here. Finds it at a key level. I mean, that's just like so clean. 10 out of 10 trade. All right, now let's go to BB Workshop. SP lose. Looked for longs towards 674 on previous day high. Entry second hold on the 1 minute. Nice. I like, see, he labeled the second. Good job. 5 minute made an outside bar, then a rejection of 50% of the 5 minute candle. Better area to get out. Quick rejection, so I cut for a sloppy loss. Oh, he got in before that thing that Garden called out. Yeah. So he got in the move before the 5 minute outside bar appeared up here. And he realized it and was like, okay, well, that's not going to work. That's pattern recognition, man. I think he could have made this a smaller loss. But I'm still proud of him for instantly realizing that. He said 5 minute made an outside bar. Like he instantly saw that. Okay, he pointed that out too. He said better area to get out. Okay, he said it already. I don't have to tell him. He knows. Let's see how he mentally recovered. Did he make another mistake or did he do good? Got a W. Good. After Bulls made their move, see above. Yeah, after the Bulls made their move. I switched sides. I like that y'all are doing that too. Giving us context, not just like, I got here, I exited here. Like, I like this. I switched sides looking for the higher low of the high day rejection. Okay, so he took advantage of, okay, I see the outside bar. I know what's going to possibly happen next from here. Because he knows a good level just got rejected with a good rejection, not just a good level got rejected or a good rejection appeared. It's, you want both. And there is a difference. Enter 2 cons. Nice. Good confidence. Hold the previous day closes stop loss. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. I had to make sure I understood that. Added 1 more on the retest. Balls of fucking steel on this man. See, he's doing this because he knows. He's like, I shouldn't have fucked up that loss. He knows he should have just had a small loss on this trade. He knows it. So he's attacking this trade with all of his confidence. After a third lower high under previous day close. Fucking legend. Targets break of low structure and previous day control point. Staircase exits 25, 30, 36%. Last call. Brother. Another 10 out of 10 trade. Oh, how did his exits do? I didn't even look at his exits. Good entry, because we didn't get follow through yet, so I can't really beat you up. Be like, you didn't buy the second thing. Like, technically, you did. Good entry. I kind of like that he weighed on that second entry, and he did a lower. He did the thing! He marked it. What a fucking legend. 671.32. And then where are his exits? I still haven't looked at exits. Of the lower high, new low, first fib extension, second fib extension, and its previous day control point. That's a super, super good trade review. That is a really, really good post. I'm actually so proud of you. Him and D-Touch, dude. Good shit, guys, on the trade reviews. I'm actually so fucking proud of y'all. All right, what's up, guys? I am back. I was reading too much of that. Yo, happy Monday, brother. What is up, Ace? Good to see your name, man. Hope you're having a great day. We took some shorts after that 5-minute outside bar at high of day. Since then, we called the low dip buy, and then we've just been chilling. I've just been reading, catching up on trader views, catching up on the mentorship stuff. I guess that's what I'm calling it, but don't really want to call it that. Enough of me though. How you been though, Ace? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, my man. It's been a great morning. I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm happy to hear we are both having a great day. I think Mondays are like the best trading day of every week, I swear. Which is so weird to say out loud. You're so used to being Monday being a shitty day, but Monday is like the greatest day. I'm happy to hear that, man. Seriously, good shit. Respect to you, man. Thanks for even just clicking on my stream. I appreciate that. I played some NASDAQ longs, was targeting midnight open, but stopped in profit at 100 points. Shit. 100 points. Good shit, bro. Amen. Mondays are a hit or miss for me. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Good shit, though, bro. Stopped in profit. Profit's 100 points. Something like. Good shit, bro. I'm honored. We got Ace in here. I'm chilling now, though. We got a lot done here today. I'm so proud of the group. D-Touch, good shit. Carter, good shit. Who else? Garden, good shit on the 5-minute outside bar. Devontae, good shit on your trade this morning. Who else? Kevo. I'm forgetting Kevo, bro. How could I do that? How dare I? Kevo called out SPX when we were calling out SPY. Honestly, really good sense of direction by everybody today. Not a lot of over communication, just kind of posting just straight to the point shit. I love it. Very, very nice. Had a couple new faces in today's stream. Very cool. And BB Workshop, going better than planned, honestly. Added 2 more people for this today, so I hope you guys enjoy this if you have access to it. But this has been a lot of fun. I'm liking it. I didn't have the size I wanted. It's all good. It's Monday. Yeah, no, you got plenty of time this week. You're going to kill it. I'm just happy to make any amount of money on a Monday. Yeah, fair enough. Plus, it's a good momentum starter. You know, it's not even just like money. It's just like, even if you lost today, I think something that's important is like, let's say you didn't prep at all, and then you jump into today and you had a good or bad day. That is going to fuck you up the rest of the week because now you're not going to prep anymore. You're going to think, oh, I'll just go off vibes. But I almost promise you are prepped. And then even if you took a loss today, you're still going to be like, well, you know what? I took a loss, but it was from my prep. Like you understood, okay, you knew that could happen. You got out. You didn't lose too much more. And then it's still a decent momentum starter because now you're in the mindset of like constructive, you know, that kind of mindset. Not, let me just vibes. Let me just get, I think it'll go up. I saw this guy on Twitter and he said he likes longs. Like, fuck that. So even if you would have had a L today, like it still would have been a good start to your week because you're prepped, you know? You're already different than 99% of people because most people think, oh, I'm too good for that. That's fuck that. I'm too good for that. Lazy. 99% are like Sunday prep is my entire thing. Like I honestly have been so accurate lately. I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything, but like it all goes back to Sunday prep. What did I say it? I said, I don't like to be cocky or sound weird, but if you are not taking time to check this channel, you are tripping balls. Because it literally just goes over Sunday prep, like how good Sunday prep is. You know, you have an entire weekend to, I mean, fuck Saturday. Saturday's your day, but Sunday you have all morning, all afternoon, all lunchtime. Like you have so much time of the day to go over stuff and just kind of give yourself some like before the week prep. Talk a little bit about last week, what happened. Talk a little bit about what you're looking forward to next, and that's it. And then get yourself like a daily time frame post in there or something, and you're good to go. Like you're prepped, you're good to go. You don't need to focus on a whole lot more. Prep is everything, though. I feel like anytime I do shit, it's because I didn't take the time to look at something. Anytime I feel like, oh, I'm so good, I'm kicking ass, I can't be touched, it's because I took time to prep. It has nothing to do with my skill. It has everything to do with, did I take time to prep or not? Did I even give a shit, you know? That's how I see it. If you aren't prepping, you don't give a shit. You don't care about your results. Thank you, Ace. Agreed, yeah. I think that's the biggest thing. And I know you prep, so it's like outside of your win, you were probably just feeling the momentum too, just because you were ready to go. And now you know too, you got a good start to your Monday. Fucking Tuesday is probably gonna go swell. Wednesday is probably gonna go swell. What's the weekly news this week? I posted it and I already forgot. Nvidia earnings after hours Wednesday and Thursday before open. We have market data, but it's not even that important. Jobless claims and non-farm payroll, which I actually that is pretty important. But there's not a bunch of crazy data this week, so today could actually, or this week could actually have like some pretty good movement. That's not related to just straight volatility like Trump or government shutdown or China or fucking tariffs. But we all know how that goes. There's probably going to be something that comes out this week. Oh. But honestly, volatility is a good thing, guys. Don't be scared of news. Don't be positioned all the time so you're not constantly caught in all this shit. You know, be a short-term mindset guy and a long-term investor. Options should be like if we're at a steakhouse, options should be like your salad. Your steak dinner is your investments. It should not be your options trading. Your options trading should be your ranch dressing and some salad. Your options trading is a side. It's a baked potato, even. We could maybe even say that. But like all this stuff on the side is nothing. Like long-term investments are the best. Options trading is really good for side stuff. Excited to start working on my automation project today to see if I can code the way I trade into automation system that runs without my emotions. Oh, nice. Let me know how that goes. I was kind of interested in that too. I used to do like conditional orders, but that's not the same as automation. Same mindset, different vibe. That's very cool though, Nomley. I would be super interested if you could do that. That would be so fucking dope. A Nomley bot. My bad, Nard. Amazon going to sell used cars. Ford. I wonder it's going to have the same day shipped. Overnight, bro. At least. I haven't opened my long-term post since last week. I really don't want to know. What ticker is it? I'll look on a different screen if you don't want to know. Wait, where is this post? Oh, port. I'm blind. That didn't say post. Haven't opened my long-term port since last week. I'm stupid. I was like, what ticker is it? My bad. I read that completely wrong. Where's this post at? I didn't see it. I see every post. If you guys got long-term ports, though, you're chilling. Just remember, you're in a good seat. Imagine getting a 1999 Ford Ranger the next day. Yeah, that would actually be nuts. From your phone too, you're like didn't even like call anybody or anything. You just like clicked a couple buttons on Amazon, and then you're like, "Damn, I got a car." That's a good sign we're in the future. Psych. Now that is pretty cool though. I won't hate. You know, people like to hate on Amazon because they're like a big fucking company and shit, but man, they do a lot of cool stuff. What are those things? I can't remember them all. There's just so many. uh, Smartass is actually my native tongue. English is a second language. That's why I'm so bad at it. Yo, thank you though, Ace. Guys, if you haven't, make sure to sub to Ace. Thank you though for being here, bro. Appreciate that. What's up, Nard? What are you up to right now? What's everybody in the stream up to? I know some of you are literally just listening and not able to type, but what's everyone up to? I think I'm gonna end the stream soon because we've been going for a bit since the open. We got all of our callouts done. We got to do a good review of all the trades and stuff. I'm really just proud of the prep. If anybody was in here from the beginning, we did really good prep together, not just from the yesterday post, but this morning. And then honestly, just the teamwork's just crazy through the roof right now. Everybody's been really just kind of adding in what they can when they feel like it, you know, when they're comfortable enough to share. And I think that's very cool. If you're someone who's just quiet in the background, you know, maybe you can't or maybe you don't want to talk, that is also cool. I hope you're getting yours. I hope you're at least getting your, you know, something out of these streams or post in the Discord or something. But you are equally valued. Ace that lives on a boat? Yep, that's that Ace. It is that same Ace. He lives forever on a boat. He's basically Monkey Luffy. He's going to be the next Pirate King. Got a 3% gain on the trading port. I'm happy. It's a small account. Oh, oh yeah, you said that. Yeah. Yeah, we're happy about that. I think people see 3% though, and they're like, "Oh, that's not shit." But it's like, but we're talking about your entire account. Like that's a lot. Even if it's not a lot, it's a lot. You know. It's easy to forget that when you're like playing with smaller numbers, even. But you really have to appreciate the percentages of like account total and stuff, like you just said. Like you said, that's a good way to think about it. Like you said it. Oh, I got 3% of total account. It's like, yeah, that's insane. Great Monday, bro. Because you're not supposed to be doing that just willy nilly, you know? He's already a Pirate King on a boat. I don't know if anybody here watches One Piece, but that episode yesterday was the biggest tease ever. Tesla went nuts today. Yeah, they did. They single-handedly carried XLY on the daily time frame. Because Amazon didn't do shit. I won't lie, I do like Amazon for bounces like we were just talking about. My XOM is still looking sexy. This is still a good long setup. Unless it breaks 118.30, then you're fucked. And coin. I was like, where's my other one? Coin's probably the other one I like the most. And then of course Oklo from Sand Dollar. But the other ones were all from me. Hefe, can you check Baba short term? Yes, sir, I can. By the way, how you doing, VC? How's your day? Let me get a new chart going. I won't delete that one just so I could start from the beginning with you. VC. You watch One Piece on Crunchyroll or Netflix? Because Crunchyroll isn't. Well, you should watch it on Crunchyroll because one, Netflix doesn't even have every episode. There's a lot of missing episodes, filler and canon. And then 2, they don't release episodes every week like on time. Like Crunchyroll releases them every Sunday at like noon my time, 11 EST. So I'm up to date, so I have to see it as soon as it comes out, or I'll lose my mind. It's like the one show / anime I'll ever like be up to date on, because I can't stand having to wait a week to watch the next episode. But this last episode was such a fucking tease. Are you watching it right now, Nard? Are you trying to get up to the current episode? Or do you watch it through Netflix and that's why you're asking that? Due to God's blessing, I'm good. Happy to hear that, man. Happy to hear that. Happy to see your name in the chat, dog. Okay, those were the same levels. I just had to make sure. They did a liquidity grab at a monthly emerging candle, which is kind of a big deal. And then in terms of like more recent time frame stuff, they pulled back from high to low right here, which actually that lines up fucking perfectly, so we can leave that. Then we'll go from high to low again, and they're at that 50%. So why I draw that, why I'm going from high to low of this leg, is because I want to know, did the reversal get up to it or not? This one just about got to it, and then when you draw this one from high to low before dip by, they've already hit it today. So this is like the level that we say they should at least hit before rejecting. So I would look for them to try to get over 160s before looking at buying this more. But it looks like they've already hit their kind of initial can we go up target from where we've dipped. They look like they're playing with fire too right before earnings. Because overall, that's a pretty important area from short-term time frame. But this is a monthly emerging candle from like July of 2017. Whoops. And then short-term, adding in that context to kind of help us out. Excuse me. And honestly, if they dip, I'd probably try to target whatever the 50% of this fat-ass green candle is. Maybe not. Maybe that. 150. And then the 50% of that, 146. And then you got 141. I'd be careful, though. I don't like to fuck with stocks before earnings. That's about a week out. That's next Tuesday, I think. So be careful about that. But you should be fine this week. But just be careful about the volatility. Also, this candle like this is like a really just big 50-50 nothing candle. So the fact that this appeared green is a good sign for buyers because it shows they're trying to hold the support still. But that's all we have. We don't have like a direct buy me signal. So I'd look for better presence over 160 or maybe a better higher low to appear. But you do have earnings coming up very soon. So by the time you have that higher low and consolidation maybe, it might be too late. Careful on earnings is basically my TLDR on that. But anything that, if you see this go above and like get a good wick or a bullish hammer above 160, this is a really good sign that it wants to go up more. But again, I don't really like to look at BABA, I'll be honest. I haven't had it on a watch list in forever for a reason. A lot of people who've been like focused on Chinese stocks last few years have gotten like chewed up because they've gone up a lot, they've gone down a lot in a very short period of time. So it's just eating people up. I got back on One Piece because you talked about it one time last month. Oh, okay, bet, yeah. I won't lie, I got through it at record pace. I didn't even skip like filler. I mean, I did skip like a couple filler because sometimes you'll see like one episode that appears and it's like the whole season because it's obviously built like a fan letter kind of thing. I don't care about all that. I did go back and watch them now though because I've had so much time. I'm about to start tackling the films. I haven't watched any of the movies or any of the live action. I've only watched the anime. So I'm about to watch like Z and like Red and all this other shit. It's crazy though, man, because when you finish or you get like up to date on One Piece, like you really appreciate it as probably the best anime that's ever existed. But it feels like you wouldn't know it on your rise while watching it. Like It's just there's so much shit that goes into it. It's like Naruto and Dragon Ball on meth. But like healthy meth that doesn't hurt you. But yeah. It's pretty long though, I'll be honest. I respect anybody who gets up to date on it. Because it is pretty insanely long, but I don't understand the crowd that are like, it doesn't get good till 400 episodes or 200 episodes or some shit. I'm like, bro, I was hooked by episode 40. Like, I was hooked in Arlong Park. I was hooked so early. I remember my brother, he was like, if you think that's good, just wait. Because I was like glazing like the most basic part of the anime, basically, which is a great sign as a viewer. You know you're in for a good ride. But yeah, pretty cool. I'll be honest, I also don't know how people watch it in dub. I don't know if you watched in sub or dub, but I have no clue how people watch that in dub. The English voices are actually awful. Since the Fishman arc, like the Arlong Park, or when they went to Fishman Island. Which one do you mean by that? Maybe I don't know the name arcs as good as everybody. Because there's Fishman Island and then there's all Arlong Park. There's like a couple of Fishman parts. I'll be honest, Fishman Island was one of my favorite arcs, which is crazy because I see it at the bottom of a lot of other people's lists, but I thought it was one of the coolest ones. Yeah, Arlong Park. Okay, so you and me got hooked at the same part then. It's when he is like saving Nami. Yeah. Yeah, that's literally when I got hooked. Where are you in One Piece? Where are you? Or did you say you're up to date? I'm just not reading that. Oh, you're on 1149? Okay. Yeah, I won't lie to you. There's a fucking huge teaser in 1150 and you're like it'll piss you off. It's the most anime teaser bullshit ever. You're about to like witness like one of the biggest reveals ever, and then it's like, ha, just kidding. See you next week. Yeah, you shouldn't. I mean, I hate when people tell me shit early, but it's like probably one of the biggest teases I've ever seen. As soon as I finished it, I saw nothing but memes of it. It was so funny. That's cool though. You're up to date then. That's pretty much up to date. Let's go, dude. You hate One Piece for that. Yeah. They're kings at it, honestly. I'll have to show you there's this one edit. It's like getting up to get a cup of coffee in One Piece or something, and it's like him getting up from a chair and like walking to the other end of the table, but it's like 6,000 different cuts and snippets of him doing it. And it's funny as fuck. Like different angles, different cuts of him, different everything. It was just so funny. Is a Targaryen. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I didn't. At first, I was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. In a sense, you are correct." Dragon. That's funny. Who's your favorite character in his crew that isn't Luffy? Who's your favorite non-Luffy Straw Hat? This always tells me everything I need to know about a person. It's like the train test. What color train are you? The white hair sold him out. I didn't even think about that. Gear 5 white hair. Bro's a Targaryen. Did you just call Brook Mr. Bones? That's crazy. Zoro, Brook, or Nami? That's fair. Brook's dead ass my favorite. I wanted to say Zoro, but everybody says Zoro. Like, I don't know a single person that doesn't have Zoro in their top three. But Brook is definitely my favorite. Brook. There's also just a shit ton we still don't know about him because he's so old. He calls like the oldest characters in the anime young, so that just like speaks to how old he is. Bro's gonna meet Emu and be like, "What's up, sis?" or some shit. Oh, Chopper, yeah, Chopper's top tier. Chopper is top tier. Pre time skip Chopper was like the best shit ever. Post time skip, he's not as goofy, but he's still a little bit. Yeah, Chopper is top tier. That's a great mention, dude. Great mention. Spy's just dangling between the range, like we kind of mentioned today. I know people hate when I say that too. I'm like, I don't know if today's gonna leave the range, and then it leaves the range for like 2 candles, and we're almost at noon. I'm just chilling though. Conversate with anybody who wants to chill. Oh, is XOM green today? Okay. Shit. uh, Who wants to help Woots on the trade floor? He just said someone call out XOM. Like, am I just invisible to this man? I don't think he sees Levels and Swings channel. I'm gonna be dead ass on God. I don't think he has that channel on or something. I'm not even trying to be mean to him because I like Woots. I need someone else to go in there and mediate that. Someone call out XOM. That's crazy. Not only has it already been called out, we're in runners. And I've reposted it a second time. Actually, I think I've reposted it twice, but I'm only counting it the one time because I actually put work into the second time I posted it. I'm not in that chart now. I feel like Chupa. You feel like a super cheat bounty? An underrated bounty? What's up, Nard? What's for lunchtime, dude? What's for lunchtime over there in Spain? You're in Spain, right? I didn't know Netflix was a week behind in episodes. That's crazy. I just knew they didn't have all the episodes. I wonder what episodes you haven't seen. It's a very small list now. It used to be a lot more. And some of them are like filler that don't even matter, so it doesn't even matter anyway. Georgia. What's for lunch today in Georgia? I knew you were in Spain, by the way, but I had to throw out a wrong answer to make you throw out the right answer. You know what I'm saying? Georgia. Man, I've always heard Georgia's a beautiful state. What you cook every... Okay, so no different. No change. No change in the pace. Can't hate the consistency. Can't hate it. You're kind of making me hungry now, though. Even though I'm the one who brought up lunch. Caribbean stewed chicken with carrots and pat. Oh, potatoes. I see. Stewed chicken with carrots and potatoes. Damn, that sounds like just kind of like classy. Nothing crazy, you know? I bet that's pretty good, especially when it's cold outside. I bet that's pretty good. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna end the stream soon. If anybody has any questions or anything they want to get out before the end, please feel free to let me know. We did take shorts. I'll be sure to post my trade to you after the stream in the chat. We went over it here live though. We did look at Amazon and XLY with Woots. He mentioned that on the larger time frames. We've been looking at XOM. I'm also looking at Coin now as well. Coin and Bitcoin kind of mixed together just to give me some extra confirmations on that. And I really liked his Amazon mention because of the Tesla movement today. If XLY shapes up better over time, Amazon could be a good setup. What else? Went over a bunch of stuff in stream. Honestly, kind of usual that we do that though. It's kind of hard for me to just sit here and be quiet for hours on end. So we end up going over a lot of stuff outside of the market updates and stuff. So that's always fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I do appreciate all the likes on the stream too. We did break 30. You guys are kind of legends for that. So, well, not kind of. You are legends. Gordon Ramsay would love him or would love you. Of course he would. Why wouldn't he? But if we don't have any questions, I think I'll end it there. I do appreciate all the likes and support on the stream, all the posts and the conversations in the Discord. Make sure you guys go engage. If there's anything you see in here that interests you. Yeah, Nard, I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll always post it in the Discord if I do one. But yes, sir, I will if I do. I don't think I'll do one today. But I'll let you know if I find a swing or not. But we'll see. I'll probably do one at some point this week because there's gonna be one of these days that I can't stream in the morning because I have to like watch the dogs and can't really stream while doing that because they go nuts. So I'll probably end up doing like an afternoon stream one of those days. So like Wednesday or Thursday, I'll probably do one. Maybe even tomorrow. No, I can't be tomorrow. It'll probably be Wednesday or Thursday. We'll do one. But either way, I'll try to find a swing regardless of that. And honestly, if there's ever like a Saturday thing we could do, that'd be kind of fun. I think we need to do a Saturday thing one weekend, and just kind of have like a small swing stream. Just go over swings, potentials, things that are sitting there, stuff like that. Just to kind of re-update people if anybody needs it. But yeah, no problem. Tried giving your cat a bath today, so I understand. Oh yeah. Oh, honestly, my puppy isn't really difficult. She's just really like attached. Like she can't not have a person around or she'll lose her mind. Which we're cool with that. 'Cause she's a good dog. If she was a bad dog, I'd be like, okay, something's got to be changed. But she's a good dog, so we don't mind. Saturday stream is needed, but yeah, we could definitely do one then. Anything like that. I'm also just glad to kind of incorporate small things over time. Recently, I don't know if anybody's noticed. I know some of my VIP guys have, but recently I've added a couple channels here now. I know some of the guys in here like the Futures channel because they like a channel that they can have a place to discuss their future stuff. Which, as you can see, it's already dying like I said it would. BB Workshop, kind of a place where I'm kind of it's like one-on-ones, but I'm adding more people over time. It started with just 2 people, and it's just a place where like I can cover the things they want to talk about on stream because I've done a lot of like mentorships and one-on-ones and just stuff like I don't like to call it that even, but just stuff like that in the past where I help people more personally. And I don't like how much of it just gets privately saved. You know, I don't because I have so many people ask me like so many deep questions, and like sometimes it almost leads to me just not having the energy to explain it again. So I really like this channel because I can go through stuff. It'll be saved in stream when I cover it. It'll be saved in this channel when I cover it with these guys. So at first it started with just Devontae and Carter. And it's moved on to more people. We added 2 more today, actually. We added Garden and Linwood. We added both of them, Gary. And we have future people we're going to add too. And everybody in the chat who's like, I think it's lifetime and premium only. Yeah. Pretty much anyone who's like a higher membership can see this and they could just spectate. Or if they're in the stream, they can understand what the hell we're talking about. Because sometimes I don't always pull it up, but I do a good job of trying to pull it up on the screen at the same time so it's not confusing. But yeah, so I hope that's helpful. And honestly, super great job today. If anybody was just tuned in and just focused on some of the updates, we did a really, really good job at the beginning of the day. Honestly, we do a really good job of that, though. I don't like to be cocky about it, but we do a really good job of the beginning part of the day. It's just from there, I think some people in the chat definitely tend to overtrade and stuff like that when we're not streaming or when we're not in the chat, you know. So can't really fix that really unless you do it on your own. And that's a big reason I go over this stuff with you guys in a sense where it's like, yes, you're in my chat, we're all in a community and stuff, we like to help each other, but not once has anyone ever said like rely on Bueller, rely on Leland, rely on Nard, rely on Garden. You know, you shouldn't be relying on anybody but yourself. Nobody's ever said anything different. Now you're not fending for yourself, but we don't like to tell people like, yeah, you should rely on somebody because you should be able to think for yourself and do what you want. And if someone says, hey, this is happening on that time frame, like you should understand that, be able to interpret it, take it to the chart and attack it, you know? If someone shares like some big piece of info from the market, you know, actually be able to communicate with them. So I do appreciate that, all the likes and stuff. I appreciate the call outs and updates. I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys again for all the likes on the stream. And yeah, have a great day.